Hello. Ah. Ah, that's why I found it. That's already looking a little too boosted, so that should be a bit better. I just screamed into the mic. I hope your ears enjoyed that. I was going through a bunch of old files. Well, I need to sort the rest. I've been so lazy. I mean, I don't want to be like, oh, I'm depressed, but like, I'm struggling to get out of bed right now. I have no motivation and no strive to do anything. Like, oh my lord. I'm not gonna say I'm sitting here and I'm super sad all the time because I'm not. At least I don't think I am. Oh my lord, what the heck was that? Oh, was that me? I didn't see an alert come up. Is it here? Yeah, we got alerts. Yeah, I can't find the strive to do everything. My operation was cancelled and moved back basically 2 months. I had to send back my Quest 3 because I told them about the quality on the pass-through and stuff, and they basically told me to send it back, but it's got to send all the way back to America, so I'm not going to get it back for like 2 weeks. And they claimed, it also said I was going to get, they said you might get back a refurbished one. I bought it new, so I'd rather not have a refurbished one. I did ask that, and they said, no, you can ignore that. You won't get a refurbished one. That's just for people who have had it longer than 30 days. And then when I messaged them on the actually direct emails, they didn't even get back to me because I reiterated there, like, I just want to make sure I'm not getting back a, oh my god. Okay, get on the monitor. I can actually see you. Let's separate the... Your first stream on Kick. Oof. Oh, is that what it says on Kick? Oh, yeah. I really wish... Is that what it says on Kick, or are you saying it's my first stream on Kick? Because it's not my first stream on Kick. My first 3D stream. Oh, no, it does say that on Kick. Okay. Am I not logged in? How do I create a dashboard? Where's the... Oh, edit stream info. There you go. Doing the... actually, we'll name it same. Lazy artist does... Salvin 3D on stream. What did I call the one on YouTube? Oh, so you're messaging me on Twitch. Okay. Oh, wait. Is that what it says on Twitch as well? Is there a 3D art section? 3D modeling? Oh, there's a 3D modeling category. You can't tag on Kick. Okay. Bro, that's been me for like the last month, though. I've had no, like... my mind and body just doesn't want to do anything. And, like, I know... And you know what's... On top of all of that, what's probably, I'd say, more frustrating is people just... Oh, chat combined. That's what I'm looking for. People... Mind the body I want. People are just like, just do this. That's easier said than done. When you don't have the motivation in you, body and mind and soul, it's really difficult to just like, oh, but Steve, just be more productive. I'm trying. It's hard. Like, am I in front of the chat? I am. Whoa. Like, man. Are we putting Soul out there now? Oh, Soul. Yeah. I thought I'd add Soul as well. But yeah, like, I don't know. I'm like, guys, like, it's not just like I've had people who aren't really friends, but I've also had friends say it too, and I'm just like, guys, I'm trying. Like, it's like saying to someone who's depressed, oh, just don't be depressed. Like, if I'm being super unproductive, coming up to me and saying, oh, you know what, I think my filters are making my gain too high. Is that a bit better? Yeah, that looks a bit better. Coming up to someone and just saying, oh, you know, just be more productive. Yeah, just get more. What? You're sleeping on the streets? Just get more money and buy a house. Like, what do you want, man? I'm trying. It's difficult. It's like I enjoy doing 3D art, but it's still effort to do, right? Wait, have I got to keep this up to keep that up? Oh. I'll just keep this up then. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just like... well, I'm trying. There's no other thing I could say other than I'm trying. I don't know which way I want my microphone. Like, do I want it... up like this instead? I like both. That's pretty good. Do I sound clear? So the one I'm working on at the moment is this. I already had it up apparently, but I'd be looking through like a bunch of files. So yeah, we're UV mapping this at the moment, and there's tons of different ways I could do it from what I remember when I was making it, right? Why is everything hidden when I go to view it? What? Yeah, a lot of this stuff's UV mapped now. Oh, that's terrible. More that is losing out on a lot of space. I could probably combine a couple of stuff. Why is that all over there? Maybe on this one, I'll give everything separate textures, unlike the other one. The other one, I combined it all together into one texture map, which was actually a really convenient way to do it, now that I say that. But the problem is with this building, I don't even know where the original concept art is. If I go back to an old video, I'm probably... here. Man, I always look so much younger when my beard is only just growing through. I'm like, whoa. If I do a snippet of that, then do a Google backwards search, I wonder if it'll find it. Oh my god, someone actually tried to make it. Well, that's convenient. Wait. Someone tried to make it. Oh my god. So they presumably have the original concept artist on here. Yeah, there you go. I always forget that there's going to be people who have obviously tried to make it 3D. Oh my god, it's a Minecraft cat. I assume this person's not long out of university. God, unfinished models on the portfolio. Untextured models on the portfolio. Ooh. Oh, that's spicy. I'm not gonna sit here and insult the portfolio at the end there. If they're new to 3D modeling it, they're not gonna have much. Well, now you can't finish yours because that would make his look bad. True. There's other people. Hold on a minute. Oh no, that's the same person. Is it? Yeah, that's the same person. Oh, so many people make so many cool things. I'm only finishing this piece because I modeled it in like 2 hours, and I was like, it'd be a nice quick piece. Because a big part of my work, isn't it? I like to get things done quick and see what I can get done quick. And it might not be the best for my portfolio, because obviously they like to see like long-term pieces that look really, really good, which is ironic. Because I literally had someone say to me about speed is really, really important on a portfolio. Yeah, I feel like nobody actually cares about speed when they're looking at portfolio pieces. They just care how good something looks. Like, you could have a piece that took a year, but if it looks better than any other person who's in AAA, you're going to likely get a job easy. But if you have something that looks as good as AAA quality, but it's not got much to it because it only took you a week to make, people are going to, you know, they don't care. They're going to be like, oh, that doesn't look as good. We don't care about how long it took him to make it. I mean, I've got compliments on this during interviews saying how good this looked. You know what, though? Something I've realized is interviewers do not look at the video, right? I spend all this time getting these extra effects in, right? Getting a nice camera pan, getting the particle effects in, getting some glowing effects from the materials. At what, 2 interviews? They've been like... I was like, oh, they'd mentioned something. It's like, oh, yeah, you know, I would have done this for the end result. And I'm like, oh, I did do that. I was like, that's in the video. And they're like, oh, I didn't look at the video. I'm like, what? Why didn't you look at the video? That's a part of the render. That's like what, like seeing an image of a movie and judging the movie on a single image. I'm like, come on. Well, I feel like my mic is like picking me up really heavily, but then also, what if I do this and then do this? I wonder if that'd be better. That looks a bit better. I'm not really, yeah, I'm not peaking. But do that as well. Something like this. That might be a bit better for the microphone. This microphone is all of a sudden really sensitive. I'm not sure why. This one. Oh yeah, that's put me down a lot. Do that. Oh yeah, if I keep it at 50%, I can then use the gain slider a bit more effectively. Yeah, it looks a bit better. Okay. Okay, that's a bit nicer. I watch movies 1 frame at a time. You evaluate each frame. Like, you look at 1 frame and then look at it for like 2 minutes. You're like, yeah, you know, I really like the direction they're taking this image. And 1 frame later, like, ooh, you know, I really like the transition from this image to the next. Like, it really helps to feel like it's actually moving. If they had it playing at 60 frames per second, it'd really feel like it's a moving image, which would be wild. Yeah, I have a lot of files to go through, like this one, Impossible Shape. Which I remember my friend, this is during work, my friend was like, there was a video on making this shape. I wonder if I do this, snip it. And it was like, this is the impossible shape to make in a 3D software. I wonder if I can find the video by backwards searching on Google. How is this impossible? It's not. I don't really understand the video. Is this it? A different technique. No, this is just a different technique. Impossible shape blender. It comes up when I write it, like this video. Maybe you changed the title, because now it's called A Different Technique Subdivision Surfaces. But there was a video literally with this shape called, like, Impossible Shape, which is literally why my friend sent me it and we modeled it. I mean, demonstration. My favorite set of transitions, I didn't see that. Am I being dumb? Oh yeah, shift, I am being dumb. I'm pretty sure you'd just go like, start with this, you'd have to do the interior first, like, yeah, you'd have to do this, something like that. We could do the interior now later, and then it's just like, cut this to this, probably here actually. Do a duplicate of this. I don't want to look at the wireframe because it's kind of cheating. Get this one set up over here, and then all you need to do is match edge loops here to how many you've got going on here. So we've got 1, 2, 3. This could have actually probably been lower poly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which means I need to subdivide by. Oops, that's not right. Subdivide it by 5. Divided by 5. You know, a lot of people don't use their numpad, but even like just them. Like, subdivide 5 here, whereas subdivide 5 here. I'm using my right hand for more things. I don't know. I like using my numpad quite a lot. And then you just go here, 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 here. Really? You're not going to select that as an edge loop? Here, here, Here. Here. Actually, I wonder if I could just bridge the entire thing. Ooh. Is that what I'm looking for? Because then I just want a... oh, yeah, they've changed it all, Bevel. Oh, my lord. Get rid of that quickly. Get rid of that. Oh, wait, no. Hold on a minute. I did something wrong. You gotta flatten this out first. Then connect it. There you go. There you go. Let's get a bevel first. Cool. And then we want to... There is a way to select a certain angle, but I can't remember the shortcut now. And you want to crease all of that, then subdivide, smooth. Made that circle a lot smaller, but yes, it's the same concept. And yeah, you basically get the shape. Getting a weird... Is that happening there too? You're getting a little bit of a weird shape there, but yeah, that's basically it. You could obviously do the interior parts as well. And then obviously do that side. But yeah, that's basically how you do that kind of shape. Do the Gombok. What the heck is this? I've never seen this before. Oh, is this the one-sided shape or whatever? No. The Gombok is named for a physical example of a class of convex three-dimensional homogeneous body called monomonstatic, which when resting on... It's cut off. Resting on a flat surface has just one stable and one unstable point. Oh, as in you can only rest it on one point, otherwise it moves? Is that what it's saying? Oh, a Russian mathematician found it out covered it in called Vladimir Arnold. Oh, okay. That's cool. I don't even know where to start making that. There's probably a very good way to make it. Like a very good shortcut way. I wouldn't know how. Blender's dark now. The top is like... Is this my Windows? Wait, I wanted to look while we're here. So... I love these lists of like, especially when these lists are made by an American. And you can tell, because a British person would know what I think meant. And I think most of this list is good. But it's like, pants, don't ask British person about their pants. You'll get a very funny look and maybe even a slap around the face because you'll be inquiring about their underwear. That's correct. A jumper. A jumper isn't a sleeveless dress worn part of a school uniform. A sleeveless dress. That's what a jumper's called in America. What we call a jumper in Britain is a cozy knitted pullover you'd put on when it's cold out. Yeah. Football. Yeah, sport David Beckham played. A Barney Rubble. So this is a funny one because I tend to see these lists mention Cockney slang, and I think people seem to forget that it's only Hackney, really, that will use Cockney slang, or maybe other parts of London. The country exists outside of London. I saw a Barney Rubble, and I was like, what the heck is a Barney Rubble? This is one of the classic Cockney rhyming slang. I mean, they point out it's Cockney anyway. But I feel like that's a really weird one to put on the list, because if you're going to put Cockney slang on the list, you may as well just do a whole list of Cockney slang. Like, in the east of London, during the first half, rhyme, language, blah, blah, blah. In this case, Barney Rubble was a pretty sneaky way of saying trouble. Oh, you're in Barney Rubble. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we've got lots of Cockney slang, but nobody outside of London I've ever heard uses it. I think use your Uncle Ned, because my parents are from London, so I have heard it very, very, very rarely. But my mum was literally from Hackney, and use your Uncle Ned means use your head. What was the other one about stairs? Something in... No, I think it rhymes with stairs. Like, something in bears means go up the stairs or something like that, or it's up the stairs. I remember that one, but very, very vaguely. I've never heard of this in my life. An anorak. Out of everything they could have put on this list, I've never heard
This word said. Now, if I ask another British person, maybe they'd say, oh, yeah, I've used that before. I feel like if you're making a list of any British words, phrases that don't mean what you think they do in America, maybe this is used in America. I've never heard of this word in my life. What does it mean again? When British people refer to Anoraki conversation, there's a good chance they're not talking about a coat you wear in the rain. Brits use the word, do we? Anorak as slang to describe someone who has a very boring hobby. I mean, what do we call someone who's boring? I don't even know. A boring person. I can actually think of some words, but they've lost to me right now. I can't quite get them. Man, I can't think. Probably came about. Yeah, I've never heard of that word in my life. Like an anorak. I believe that's how it's said.
Anorak.
Anorak. Huh? I know that we were having an argument the other day about how to pronounce very and very, right? They often have weird words and no one uses them. Yeah, but there are so many words you could use in Britain that doesn't mean what they mean. They've probably got chips on the list, for example, chips and crisps. They make sense, but yeah, some of these words, like, or they don't know the definition of them. There's one in a minute I'll talk about. You're very. Listen to these two words. Oh, is it not? Oh, come on, what's the... Google pronounce. No, how do... Oh, there you go.
Very.
So very, right? I feel like I just said that the same way, right? And very.
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 Very. Very. Very. I was saying in the chat, oh, but they sound pretty similar. And someone outright said, no, they sound completely different.
Very. Very.
That is not completely different. And even then, if we go to the American pronunciation...
Very. Very.
One more time.
Very. Very.
They sound the same. And even when they don't, you don't really hear it very much. Very, very, and very. Very similar pronunciations. I saw it in my chat. Someone in, I'll just say who it was, Moderate Gamer was like adamant that it was said very differently. Like they don't even sound remotely similar. And I'm like, what? I can understand if he said there's a difference in their sound, but he was adamant they sound completely different. I was like, no, they don't. Because I spelled variation wrong. Because when you say, you don't say variation a lot of the time, you will say variation. And maybe that's more of an American pronunciation, but you'll usually say variation instead of variation. Because variation sounds a bit weird. But it's spelled V-A-R, not V-E-R, right? So I spelled it V-E-R, and he picked up on that. I was like, ooh, spelled it wrong. I was like, oh, it's because it sounds kind of similar. And he's like, it sounds completely different. I was like, oh, hold on a minute. I mean, I'm terrible at writing in chat, right? I turn off my brain a lot of time when I write, so I do write a lot of things wrong. But in that situation, I wrote variation wrong because I just thought it sounded like an E, so I spelled it with an E instead of an A. You know, if I wasn't English and I was learning English, I feel like most people would have been like, oh, you know, that's fair enough. But because I am English, I'm penalized a lot more. You know, I'm going to put you guys over here because I'm looking at chat. And when I look at chat, I should look at you guys. This is so bright on my face. Oh. Purse. So purse is I think they described purse correctly. A purse is a wallet, which is kept in a handbag, as opposed to an American way where a wallet is kept in your purse. So all women, I don't know, obviously, Maggie Corman, you're German, but a purse in the UK is literally a wallet. A purse is a female version of a wallet, basically. A wallet is where a man stores his money, and a purse is where a woman stores his money. And then a woman will have a handbag that they put the purse in, where Americans, I assume, just call both female and male wallets, and not differentiate with the word purse. Now, this one I thought was interesting, camp. Right, so in the UK, if you say someone's camp, you mean they're acting, what's a nice way to put this? They're acting, I want to say flamboyant, but I discovered recently flamboyant's not quite the right word. Let me check. Yeah, oh, no, I am right. Yeah, so it's act flamboyant. If you say someone's acting camp or someone's camp, it means they're stereotypically acting like gay. That's not in an offensive way at all. But you know, like the hey, slay queen. You know, that's usually what you're kind of referring to when you say camp. However, don't start planning your next camping trip just yet. Camp is also a very British way of saying something or someone is deliberately exaggerated. No, it's not. I've never heard someone say that word to mean that in my life. I've heard it the way I just described hundreds, if not thousands of times. Never heard it described this way. If someone was acting over the top, exaggerated, I don't think I'd hear someone say, oh, they're acting a bit camp. If someone said that to me, I'd assume they was saying what I said earlier, what it meant. Biscuit, I assume this is right. Fibbic tree, you're dunking a cup of tea, maybe covered with a layer of chocolate or a few pieces of dried fruit. Sure, yeah. And then, yeah, in America, it's a dense chunk of buttery dough, and you practically never eat. Yeah, I don't think we really have biscuits over here. I don't think. Gravy. Wait, gravy's different? British gravy is thick, tastes like a roast dinner, and it's always brown, and it's not white or creamy. Oh, I didn't know gravy had a difference. That's cool. Trainer means like sneakers, like shoes. Well, I feel like the term shoes is used very differently depending on the person. Some people would just call all types of shoes, right? But some people will only say the word shoes when they mean like formal shoes, like leather shoes, and like suit shoes. But I just say shoes. I'm like, I'll put in your pair of shoes, and I mean whatever you're wearing out, whether that's trainers, whether you're a woman and I'm talking about high heels. I just call them shoes a lot of the time. I don't tend to say trainers or sneakers personally. Yeah, talk about their sneakers. A Brit might also call a pair of sneakers a pair of pumps. I mean, I've heard that term before. I don't really hear people say it. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going for my run tonight, so I've packed my trainers. Crisps. Yeah, I assume I'm going to get this right. Potato chips. Crisps can be packed. Yeah. I'll have an egg sandwich and a packet of an egg sandwich. Ugh. Chips. You call them French fries in America. So, I wonder if they say this, but in my opinion, they're usually chunkier and far nicer than standard French fries. Yeah, so that's true. You'll usually call... Wow, I'm really like... What kind of setting am I on the video? Broadcast. Quality. Yeah, I'm on quality. It's really not cutting me out very well. You can see the background quite a lot. Anyways, yeah, I'd say that's quite true. We still use the term French fries, which is something that I feel like is lost on a lot of these lists. You might still call them chips from McDonald's, but if you ask someone to specify, I feel like they'd call them French fries. Because French fries is usually what we refer to as very thin chips, like McDonald's. Like French fries versus chips. United Kingdom, the term chips is generally used instead. You see, I don't agree. I've heard people say French fries to mean thinner chips a lot. We call crisps chips. Oh wait, so you call potato chips chips, like what we call like these. You call these chips. So you like in America. Okay, for Dev. Dev's in the background. It's fine. I'm just talking about slang at the moment. Give a ring? Wait. Yes, a ring is something you can wear in the UK, but if a British person offers to give you a ring, they're probably not casually proposing to you. If someone says they're giving you a ring, they're going to call you. Oh, I didn't realize that one was only in the UK. Makes sense. That means drunk, as you can see, but it also means angry as well. Oh, yeah, not necessarily angry. Yeah. Moderate, have you ever used this word? You're going to say, yeah, you use it all the time now. But I've never heard this word before. Anorak? Have you heard of the word anorak? Yeah, I'll give you a bell. Yeah, I hear that as well. I feel like give you a bell means you're going to ring the doorbell. Like, oh, I'll give you a bell in an hour to mean they're coming over to ring the doorbell. I've heard that more common than I think versus give you a ring to call someone. I think it's definitely like maybe a 50-50. I'm not sure. I was taking my glasses a day. Yeah, have you ever heard of an anorak or someone use it in casual conversation and not be a very unique word? Because maybe I just live in the wrong part of England. I'd never even heard of this word before. I had to go check how it was pronounced because I wasn't sure if it was like anorak or anorak or anorake. Because apparently it means describe someone who's boring. Well, since I was 10, but it's common. I've definitely heard it usually like the type of... Oh, wait, no. That's what it means in America, right? Yeah, that's what it means in America, they're saying. In Britain, they're saying it means a boring person. It's slang. I may have heard it for a jacket, to be fair, when I was younger, but I've never heard someone use it as slang to describe a boring person. Calling someone like a wet flannel, that's a good one. Like, calling someone like a wet flannel or something is saying that usually they're a bit of a Debbie Downer. They're a bit of a downer. They're a bit of a wet flannel. That one I don't hear as often. That's a very specific type of group of people. I think I'd hear that. But I saw another one. What do you think to this one? Oh, not Barney Rubble is specifically only Cockney slang. Camp. This one I thought was interesting because growing up and through my entire experience of the word camp, yeah, it means to go camping, but it also usually means someone who acts a bit more chucking it down. Well, chucking it down is referring to the actual rain, though. Or do you mean, are you referring to something else? Camp is just gay. Exactly. That's what I said. I said not to be offensive, but yeah, if you call someone camp, you mean they're gay, but you usually mean they're acting it, right? Like someone could be someone who's gay and not have that, obviously, that stereotypicalness. Like I said, hey, queen, slay, that kind of stuff. If someone did that, you'd say, oh, they were acting a bit camp, but you don't usually mean it in an insulting way. Here, someone is deliberately exaggerated, or theatrical. Say it. I never heard of that in my life. I wouldn't, if someone was over the top and exaggerated, I wouldn't say, oh, they're acting a bit camp. That's weird. I feel like they got that one so wrong on this list. Gravy, trainers, chips, give a ring. That also does mean angry. I'm saying chucking it down is a British. Oh, right, yeah, it's chucking it down outside. Yeah. Yeah, that's also a good one. Is that British as well? Boot, yeah. In America, a boot is a type of footwear. In the UK, the boot refers to... I mean, they could have at least said a boot is also a type of footwear here. Nice lineup moderator say he could take over. I'll be AFK for a bit. Oh, nice. Lift means an elevator. I feel like the problem with a lot of these lists as well is they don't say that word is also used. I'd say we more commonly obviously use the word lift instead of elevator, but at the same time, some people may still use the word elevator. It's not like the word doesn't exist here. Whereas in America, the word tends to not exist, right? Like if you went to America and called an elevator a lift, they'd say, "What are you on about? I'm not lifting you up. We're going in the elevator." Whereas if you came to here and said, "Oh, let's pop in the elevator," you wouldn't think anything else of it. Yeah, for example, you just said you'd call it an elevator. I think I'd probably say both equally as much. Yeah, I definitely say elevator more than enough times to warrant saying that I say both probably equally enough. But I think that's the big difference. Is like trolley. You could call it a shopping cart. I feel like most people would call it a trolley. But yeah, we would know what it means if we went to America. Or yeah, we'd know what a lot of words mean if we went to America because they also use it. Elevator for lift, escalator for escalator. Wait, did I say escalator by accident? Oh, he's messaged me. Oh my god, that was me. Sorry. Let me mute Facebook. Trolley. Are they going to say shopping cart? Not to confuse with the American trolley, like the ones in. Oh yeah, like a not a tram, but yeah, like a. Yeah, I don't remember what they're called here. The British trolley is what Brits use when they're wandering the aisles. Yeah. Shopping cart in America. Yeah. Flat. Yeah, an apartment. Oh, okay, that it. Is there any other ones? I can't even remember what I typed in to find that list. Oh, right. So I found this list because I said, when Americans say, and then I quoted, I'm not wearing pants. So something I used to hear a lot, because I had a lot of American friends growing up, especially between like the ages maybe 13 to 17. When an American was wearing shorts, or if I was talking to a woman, or a girl, I guess at that age, if they were wearing like a skirt, instead of saying I'm wearing a skirt or I'm wearing shorts, they'd say, or even a dress, they'd say, I'm not wearing pants. Hey, Atlam, that was a very funny thing for you to come in on with me saying I'm not wearing pants. I'm quoting something. Trust me. So yeah, I used to meet a lot of Americans. If they were wearing shorts or they were wearing a skirt or they were wearing a dress, whatever, something that wasn't trousers, they would say, I'm not wearing pants. And I used to think that was so weird, because why would you say I'm not wearing pants? Just say I'm not wearing... Like, if I wasn't wearing trousers, I wouldn't specify I'm not wearing trousers. I'd say I'm wearing shorts. Oh, I'm wearing shorts today. Instead of, oh, I'm not wearing trousers today. Right? Maybe you guys say that, but I feel like saying I'm not wearing pants just always sounded funny, because obviously in England to begin with, not long ago I interrupted Pop Talk. Nice. No, they don't mean tights. No. They used to clarify with me that they meant they were wearing different, bottom parts of their body. Whether that be shorts or thingies. But yeah, instead of specifying what they were wearing, they would just say, I'm not wearing pants. And like I said, as an English person, that's funny because pants means underwear. So not only is a misconception, because what I thought they were saying, because I knew they meant trousers, was they were just sitting at the computer in underwear. Like they weren't wearing anything on their bottom part. They weren't wearing anything on the bottom part, but just, pants, but like underwear in the UK. But pants in the UK, underwear in America. And, because I think Markiplier said about this in one of his thingies. He was like, oh, I never wear pants when I record. And I think he didn't mean that. I think he meant he wears shorts. Guys never wear pants when Steve's around. Oh my god. Or is that gif of all the, knickers dropping? Do you ever call them knickers? I mean, we're British, so that's the term we can use, but I don't feel like I say the word knickers very often. Okay, so I can texture this in a lot of different ways. I think I got the, not here. Here? I was finding the original... Is that me there? That is me. I found this when backward searching an image, because I want the image of it. So someone's actually made this environment before. 2 years ago. Marmoset Maya Substance. Oh, wait, what's it? Oh, this is rendered in Marmoset. Oh. Oh, that's a very undetailed gloss map. Oh my god. It's just flat. Oh, right. Yeah, reflective maps, because it's that's representative of your metallic. Anyways, yeah, I don't know if I want to do a tiling texture, because it probably would be better to do a tiling texture. Then I could maybe do a vertex painting on the parts that need to look a tiny bit different. Which means I can still unwrap them normally then. I just need to make sure that those parts, I could always identify them with like an ID map maybe. Or just unwrap them separately. Could also work fine. Oh yeah, I could just separate into material elements and do it that way. Oh, whoops. Did not mean to do that. Oh wait, is that what that one did? Oh, I meant to click that one. But yeah, this person made it already, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. But they have the original concept. There you go. So let's get that up. Hey, Sufki. I never pronounced it right. How's it going, man? Oh, yeah. I literally just closed the image down. Yeah, similarly to this could just be a tiling texture. But again, I can still unwrap it normally. Because there could be two ways to do this, right? I could, this way. I could, basically, stretch it. Yeah, stretch it like this and have a single texture here. Or I could just tile the texture in the Unreal Engine, which I think would be better. So I'm just going to do that and have this as a separate material. You're in exam phase right now. Oh, I've been a while for me in the stream. I mean, I've not streamed properly in a couple of months now. I went to Japan for a month. Then I got my YouTube account hacked. You know, it's been a wild ride. I see this part isn't like this. This part is actually flat. As you can see, look. This part's actually flat. As we all know, I like to mimic the design as close as possible. So that's what we're gonna do. I was actually really praised in one of my interviews not long ago because my work basically mimicked the stuff. They were like, you add stuff when you need to, like when you can't see something. And it was like, but, you know, you make it look like what the concept is, which is exactly what we want. I didn't get the job anyway. I will finish my master's. Oh, damn. Nice. That's awesome. I always wondered if I should go do a master's. It's one of those things where I'm like, for me, I feel like I'm just... For me, I'll just do it for the sake of doing it, which I feel like at that point, it's not a good enough reason for me. Does that make sense? Why am I on lock? Oh, there you go. Yeah, so for me, I don't feel like it's worth it because I feel like I'll be wasting that. The thing is, I was actually saying this to a friend recently because they were talking about their friend wants to do a master's, but they clearly just want to do it because they basically have nothing better to do. And I was like, I get that, but at the same time, I want to change my mic a little bit. At the same time, that's probably better than doing nothing, right? Like, because like, if you went to get, because the master's only takes a year in this country. If you went to go do a master's, that's a year of your life taken out where you likely won't be able to get a job because you're going to be too busy doing a master's. But if that year you wasn't going to get a job or do it, like get any progression in your career anyway, then that's super worth it because you end that year with a master's now instead of nothing, right? But if you go off for a month and for a year, sorry, and in that time you had to decline a bunch of jobs because you weren't able to do both, then obviously, yeah, you're pushing back other opportunities. But yeah, it's a funny one. I'm not saying this happened to you, by the way, Sufki. It's probably very worth it for you. I was just saying this is like the reason I was giving my friend the other day. I was like, it's really, really difficult to determine how worth it is for an individual because of the reasons I just said. My first IT, the master's takes 2 years. Oh, okay. For my field, sorry. I don't think any masters here takes that long, right? I feel like every time I hear about anyone talk about masters, it always only takes a year. But I mean, I could be flat out wrong in saying that. And some people might tell me, no, it takes this long for this course and this long for that. So yeah, this whole building I could do with tiling textures and then decals, right? So if we hide the building, let's finish up on everything else while I'm here. I always hate frames like this. When you go to UV map them, they always do something like this, which just looks awful. And conform always looks awful. So I end up just like cutting them. Something like just that marked seam. Because it gives you like a result like this, which is just so much nicer. Oh, there's definitely some seams I need to... Is there parts at the bottom? All right, I don't think I need... Yeah, I don't need that part at the bottom. There you go. Formal? Exactly the same. I'm only 22 years old, so I don't have any time pressure. Oh, I'm 29. A friend of mine did architecture, and it was a 7-year... Really? Oh my god, I never hear people say that. 7 years? For just the degree? Like just a level what? What's the degree? Level... GCSE is a level 3. College is level 4. And then a degree is level 6? Like a level 6 degree? I want to check that makes sense.
What is level 6 degree? Yeah, okay, yeah, level 6, like a bachelor's degree, like I've got. Yeah, that's like a bachelor's. Not sure, to be honest. Oh, okay. I know someone who did their bachelor in 7 years. Regular, it only takes 3. Oh, is it one of those scenarios where it just took him longer? Because I know someone who did a 5-year 3D modeling degree. It was my course. It was only supposed to take 3 years. I assume masters. That still usually mean 4 years. If it means PhD as well, that does mean 7, because I think PhD takes another 3 years. So 3 plus 1 plus 3 is 7. Something like that. Was PhD only 2 years? How long is a PhD usually? Every time I hear PhD, I think of the scene from Friends where someone says to Phoebe, "I've got a PhD." So, oh, that's interesting. A pretty huge, and she like gets up and leaves before he can say the D word. A PhD usually lasts 3 or 4 years. Okay. So yeah, 7 or 8 years, including a PhD. He hasn't. He wasn't doing it any slower. Well, I assume. Oh, okay. Yeah. You're right. The majority of architectures enter the profession. Wait, is this UK? Yeah. Enter the profession through a full-time study of 5 years, an ARB accredited architecture degree. Oh, so is it a different type of degree? I wonder if that type of degree is like worth what a master's would also give you. So UK competitive, yeah, specifically the architecture degree. Oh, so they have a specific one, because obviously with my degree it's Bachelor of Arts, which obviously encompasses a lot of stuff, whereas it seems architectures have a completely separate degree. That makes more sense. This is what it seems like I'm reading anyway. I could be completely wrong, but interesting. I know doctors take a long time, right? How long to become a doctor, UK? Normally lasts 5 years. Okay. I feel like the USA is longer, right? Oh, you know what? I only looked at the top result, although there is gmcuk.org, so I assume that's correct. But yeah. Usually lasts 5 years or 4 for a graduate entry program. They involve basic medical science as well as clinical training on the wards. After graduating, you'll enter the 2-year foundation program. You'll be provisional registered with a license to practice while completing the first year. Oh, wait. So you get to work in a practice already on your first year. So on the 6th year, you should already... I guess it's like med school, right? You should already be doing something in an actual hospital. And in America, I know it's a lot longer, doctors must complete a 4-year undergraduate program along with 4 years in medical school. Oh, so they get to go into medical school on the 5th year. And 3 to 7 in residential programs, right? So it takes about up to 14 years before you're a fully licensed doctor. You know what? Maybe I should ask that. How long to be a fully licensed doctor, UK? About 10 years. Okay. Yeah, because I guess all that stuff in medical school, you know, you're not a doctor. You're just an intern. Look, I'm in front of the chat. Whoa. Oh, here. Hide it. See, this is the problem. Like, I don't want this on its own UV sheet because it's not got a lot on it. Oh my god, why is chat taking so long all of a sudden? There it is. You don't know what moderate said now, haha. Oh, especially because you're on Twitch. You can't censor me. Swear to me. Oh, you know what? Why don't I just put it in with the door?
Yeah, that could fit right. Oh, no. Don't be like that. Merge them. Merge. And it's just the frame. Ooh, I was going to say, so we can probably squeeze it somewhere where it doesn't matter. Oh, hold on a minute. What's that? Oh, that's the top part. We can squeeze that in there. Well, no one's going to care about the frame being slightly less texel density, right? Nobody's going to know. They're going to know. How would they know? You know what? I want to play more Power World. Like I said before when Mega Corman said, I've just been super lazy. I've not read. I've not watched movies. I've not watched TV shows. I've not played video games except to socialize. I've gone to the gym only a couple of times in the last 2 weeks. I have lost all forms of motivation. My mind, body, and soul just don't want to do anything. And it's really hard to get off that right now. And I'm trying my best. Anyways, I've got to study some more. Just wanted to drop in and wish you a successful operation tomorrow. Oh, wait. Where have I wrote operation? Did I forget Twitch? That got pushed back. Sorry. I don't want people wishing me a good operation when that got pushed back. It got pushed back like 2 months, unfortunately. Operation tomorrow. No, let's change that. Lazy artist doing some 3D art. There you go. Change it from Power World to art. I wish I could set all of them on what to do. Not very. Yeah, I've just lost all motivation. I was kind of semi-motivated when I got back from Japan. And then I was sick for 3 weeks. I had the flu, and I thought maybe I got it from Japan, but everyone around here seemed to get it. No, I wasn't giving it to them. Everyone around here seemed to get it. And yeah, 3 weeks it took me to recover from the flu. And then during that time, my YouTube account was also hacked for 3 weeks. So I just had like a whole lot of stuff happen in a row that just kept bringing down my motivation. I was like, ugh. On top of that, because I live near no friends, I can't even blow off some steam by going to chill out with some friends, except playing games with them, but that can only get me so far. I'd like to have physical contact with people. I might go visit someone, just tell a friend, or tell a couple of friends, I'm going to come down to here and stay in a hotel if you guys want to hang out, because I think I need some contact with people right now. I think that would really help boost my motivation, because yeah, right now I'm just, once my exams are over, I have some projects I am stoked about, but until then, no chance of doing anything. At least you're doing something though. But I say this a lot, right? Like if you're, even if it's just university, if you're already in some form of program, whether that be you're at work, you're in university, or you're doing something, you always feel more obligated and pushed to do those things, even if you don't feel motivated. Work is an even bigger exception because you're paid for it, so you feel a lot more compelled to do it because you're being paid, right? Whereas what I'm not being forced to do anything right now. I have more than enough money saved up that I don't need to find any work. I'm applying for jobs. Don't get me wrong. I'm applying for jobs all the time. Every week, I apply for basically every job I'm capable of doing, regardless to what people might think. Steve, if you should go apply for here. I've done that. Steve, apply for jobs that aren't this AAA. You think I'm only applying for AAA jobs? In fact, I'm barely applying for AAA jobs because they're not the ones offering jobs right now. I just got a job. I thought that said just get a job. I was like, how dare you? I hope your job's really good. Making a game. Oh, awesome, man, awesome. That's what I'm hoping to get at some point. I wish people would just tell me why I don't get an interview. But the problem is, I don't know if it's like, because obviously a company will usually have a hiring team that gets you to the first interview stage and not someone actually knows about 3D art. So that makes me think it's something to do with my CV or something. Like I'm not saying something that comes up that's like a buzzword or enough buzzwords for me to get through to that first stage. Because as soon as people look at my portfolio, I tend to get an interview. Well, I say that. I obviously don't know. But when I have had an interview, they have specifically said, oh, we really liked your portfolio. Every person who's given me an interview has really liked my portfolio. Why don't you just get a job there then? But yeah, everyone who's like giving me an interview has looked at my portfolio. But anyone, and I'm not sure if I'm just not being looked at because maybe my CV is not good enough. But I've shown my CV to plenty of either senior artists I know in the industry, friends I know in the industry, programmers I know in the industry. But obviously they don't usually hire. They're not the people hiring artists. But to them, they're like, yeah, that looks good to me. Or like specific companies like Advark. Advark something. Is it even pronounced or Aardvark? Aardvark. Swift. Aardvark Swift. What are you saying in chat? AI machine learning large language models. Did someone else say something I missed? Yeah, like Aardvark Swift. Every time I've shown a company my CV, they're always like, yeah, that looks good. Like, that's fine. They'll sometimes give me, because a lot of time when you send someone, if someone asks, oh, right, buzzwords, sorry, I should have really clocked on to what you were doing. You're right, I should write that. Well, my CV, I can show you guys, it's not like a thingy. I actually use someone else's CV to base my CV off, because they find work usually easily, from what I'm aware. This is my CV, right? It's all summed up in one page. And you got my important stuff over here, like my art station, which you can just click on because it's a hyperlink. I got my work experience that describes the most important jobs, and then some other jobs here that don't have much of a description, because otherwise it'll take up too much. I've got all my software experiences. I got my skills over here, which I basically looked at someone else's, so like a senior artist, and looked at what he put on his skills, and I basically kind of just copied them, but put stuff I was capable of actually doing, because I think I probably looked at one that said he could also like concept art, which obviously I'm not going to write that. And I saw a lot that people like putting personal projects in there, so I did that too. And then I just put my interest. Maybe it's the table tennis. Maybe I shouldn't have wrote that I like table tennis. But everyone I've shown this, the only really advice I got recently, which maybe I should change, is one, maybe instead of black and white, give it some color. But not just that, someone specifically said maybe make your art station blue or something, so that way it like really stands out. But most applications for an artist, you put in your art station anyway. So technically, I don't even need my art station or portfolio on my CV, because, you know, 9 out of 10 times, if not more, they will have put your portfolio here. But maybe, I think it used to be in color. I can't remember how it got black and white. Maybe, I think I saw somewhere about keeping it black and white just in case it needs to be printed. And a lot of the time they don't want to print in color. I think I read that somewhere. But I don't think it being black and white is going to completely deter, you know, getting a personal details on Twitch. What? Oh, personal details live on Twitch. Ah, I don't care. All that stuff's public anyway. Yeah, everything on here is public. I'm like, does my art station have a CV section? It used to, but I think I might have removed it, and I was gonna update it, but I didn't. About? My stuff's everywhere for you people to contact me and stuff. Yeah, there's nothing on here that's like something, or maybe my past workplaces, but again, you could probably find that somewhere pretty easily online too. I just opened your Discord, Modera, and almost read your last message. Shall we phone you? You could probably find my phone number easily on enough online. Stephen Christopher, artist phone number. In fact, didn't I just see that on my art station? Because yeah, the whole point is I let it out there so people are able to contact me, which is kind of what an artist does. Like, Stephen Christopher, the artist. Because my sister said the same thing when someone said about hiding her details, and she was like, "I run a bakery," or like she runs a home bakery. So like she wants as many people to know how to contact her as possible, whether that's through email address or phone number. Well, I don't even come up when I write that. Oh my god. I get enough spam calls as it is. You don't even know. At one point, it was like daily. Like, have you been in an accident lately? Stuff like that. I was like, my God, leave me alone. Leave me alone. So why have I moved this off to the side? I clearly had a plan of oh no, it's terrible. Let's just keep it that way. I clearly had a plan to combine something because there's a lot of dead space here. Maybe that's what it was. So yeah, I feel like this is going to be all tiling textures. And then if I want extra details, I just... Wow, they're thin. Are they supposed to be that thin? Oh, I guess they are, yeah. Yeah, and then if I want any extra details, I just put like some decals in here. Or I could subdivide them a bunch more. If I really wanted to get that extra... If I wanted to do vertex painting. Because apparently that's what you're supposed to do now. In UE5, they're trying to encourage basically making everything like... Okay, maybe that's too many. Actually, probably not. But they're trying to encourage you to basically do this. Stuff like this. And then if you want extra detail, you just vertex paint where you want that detail. Where I still don't like that practice. Because if I'm not using Unreal Engine, if I want to put it in another engine, or maybe make it for mobile, which presumably doesn't have nanites, I can't do that because I've complicated like my meshes because I wanted to vertex paint via nanites. You know what I mean? I feel like that's I feel like it's unnecessary. If I had a reason to do it, that's fine. But I feel like I've been seeing a lot of people say, "Oh wait, is the background still here?" Oh, it is. I thought because I moved it wouldn't be there. I've seen a lot of people say that, like on Reddit and Twitter and stuff, that people are not caring about polycounts anymore, which is really bad because they're thinking they don't have to because they're using Unreal Engine. I never thought about how good nanite is for vertex paint. Yeah, I've started seeing that everywhere, and I was like, oh, it is a really good point. Because it must be insane for vertex painting. This is not big enough, I feel. This is really offset. Hold on a minute. Was that like that intentionally? It might be like that intentionally because maybe it just doesn't quite match the 3D. But I kind of want to make it a little bit thicker to have it slightly resemble that. Oh, have we UV mapped the cat? Oh, we have. Nice. So we're going to have to separate everything into subsets. Now, with tiling textures, that's going to have to be done engine side, right? So so how are we going to do this, for example? If we look at this on here, because with this, maybe I should have modeled it, because with this, you've got all of these like bits here. But I could have modeled all of this part and then the rest of this with the because look, it kind of looks like it's being tiled anyway. It just cuts off. Or I could just do an edge loop here that goes around. I don't think it will with how I've modeled it, right? No, it won't. I mean I could, because what I could do. Bugger, I've got a hole in it. Oh, that's really annoying. Oh yeah. If I model it very slightly different, it'd be fine. Because what I would have done is cut it here. Yeah. And then I could have So I'm thinking of removing that part and I can re-add it later. Because yeah, what I can do is basically what I'd end up with. I wonder if I could just do a quick example before starting. But basically I was gonna let's just fix this part first. Let's save. Because if it doesn't work out, I'm going to want to revert. So yeah, basically what I'd want... I hate that so the Steam comes up on one screen and then comes down on this screen. Did you see it come up from the top? It's so weird. So basically, kind of like I actually do weapons. I don't know if you guys have ever watched anyone model a weapon, but when they want to do like they'll usually do like, not the profile, they do like the interior edge. Like for example... There's actually semi-good advice. So if you're like doing a sharp weapon or sword or whatever, what some people will do is they'll model it to where it comes up to here. You know, you get like your, you get like that inner part before it goes to the sharp area. Does that make sense? And it will do something like this, right? Oh, I want to play Sekiro sudden. So you get like your... This is not great, but you know what I'm trying to do. You get like your weapon, and this is the part that's thick, that's not sharp. And what you do is you select this edge here, where the blade actually is. Freaking if it lets me. Blender does not like that as a select. Pull it up so I can see what I'm doing. They'll basically bring these out in these normals, and then they flatten them like that. And now you've instantly got... Again, we could have made it look a little bit better, but we've instantly got this like sharp edge, and that's a very, very common way to do weapons because it works really, really well. And if I really wanted to, I could then combine these edges here instead of actually having a thickness. Hello, person who just put loads of emojis in chat. So yeah, I could merge by distance and combine those. Does that work? No, it didn't. Yeah, like that. And boom, you've got like the sort of profile of a weapon. Obviously, you can shape it to however you need it to be. Yeah, you could do that as well, Beverly Edge till they met. But I see this way done very, very, very common because it basically works in all scenarios, right? If you've got like a got like an axe, like a double-sided axe thing. My brain. Wait, yeah. And then you want... like that kind of shape. Oh, what about messing up the center? Really, Blender? You're not gonna like... Some software, I bet 3ds Max will do this fine, will bend it for you, but in Blender, maybe there is a way to do it actually. I'm jumping the gun here. There probably is a setting that does shape that for you, because I was just going to do that. Instead, we'll just do this. Shape it. So like a shape like this, right? Again, it's very basic. Yeah, it's definitely better. I just usually use bevel. Oh, yeah. At the end of the day, every way is viable. If it works, it works, right? That's what I always say. But yeah, like an axe head. It just, I feel like it's like the lazy way to do it, but it also just works really well. So I assume that's why people like, it's quite frequent when I watch people make weapons, which is one of the few things I do watch people make. I think you could always bevel these as well to give you like an extra edge there. Yes, quite low poly, but yeah. Whoa. I think the middle here bulks up, right, in reality, because they usually have... Well, I guess it depends on the weapon you're doing. Because you could have it bulk up here, and basically your you have your entire thing there, your wooden... Your handle. I feel like there's another word for it. Not just handle, but you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you end up with something like this. But they usually do that thing. It depends on obviously how the weapon's made, but if it's like a very old-fashioned weapon, they'll do that thing where they also have a wedge. I say old-fashioned, they might still do that today, but basically if it's a wooden handle that comes out the top, and I thought yeah. And they basically have a wedge that they force into here. So you basically stretch the wood out so it doesn't move. But it's usually pushed in so far that you can get away with just doing it as a texture, depending on how you want to do it. Yeah, and it flexes the wood. Oh, whatever. I love stretching my wood out. Oh, do you, Megapixel? Megapixel, can you send me, if you still have it, the clip of Phil saying dirty model? I wanted to add it as a voice soundboard on my server. Not the server for everybody else here, but like, I thought that'd be very funny. People who know him, server like that. Yeah, so I could do something like this, right? And then we could just UV map this. And then basically, I think I still have it. Nice. And then basically what we can do is unwrap it like that, and then if we unwrap it in a line, which is always really awkward, but if I unwrap it in a line, I can then just do a tiny texture across it all. I feel like that would work. We just have to see. Because where it comes down to here, I could actually cut it like here, and this could just have its own little separate UV, and then reattach it here on another line. The problem is, how repetitive is that going to look on a tiling texture? I might have to do like 4 and then have it tile, and not just 1, because if it's 1, it might look a little too tiled. But yeah, you get the concept. But we're going to be misaligned now for the concept. Oh yeah, concept's the right word. So we're going to have to now pull everything back to where it needs to be. So we grab it from here. And we pull it back to here. And we grab it from here. And pull it back to here. Ooh. Not very well done here now. Let me... Bam, 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 bam. Oops. Soft select on. Oh, it's probably because I had soft select on. What's happening there? Oh, it's just the way that it's being like rendered on my screen because it's a flat shape. I thought like there was loads of polygons or something. It looks fine. That should be relatively aligned. And I did that line pretty well too. So now... What is this? Oh, I got a model there. Oh yeah, that's right. I want a model there. I feel like it needs to be thicker though. It needs to be nice and thick. Pull that in, put it down, something like this. That's fine. Oh, how's your job going, man? And have they got any positions open? Because, you know, your boy needs it. See, I could bevel the edge as well, but I think beveling the edge would just make it harder when I'm doing the tiling. And it will make it look weird when it's attaching to this. Probably don't need it. Because I really like using, for these kind of sketches, I do really like using an outline shader to make it look more sketch-like, like my last piece. You say here like her... Oh, what I say here? Like here. Is that how she says it? Spin, attack, beyond good and evil. Jade's special attack.
Alert! Alert!
Yeah! Yeah! I hope I still have it. Wait, that's what I read earlier. That's not. That was your stretchy wood. I made a lot of people mad. Well, not a lot of people. I made some people mad on Reddit because I posted about not liking art tests. I basically described my last art test. For those of you who aren't aware, I did a 5-day art test. Which I don't like to begin with when it's like that long. 5 days I think is a bit excessive. Asking someone to do 5 days worth of work for unpaid is quite a lot. And I know it's like, oh, you know, we're asking because we need to make sure you're capable of doing the work. But I still think it's pretty excessive to ask for something like 5 days. And I only got 5... I won't say the company. I'm not going to throw them under the bus. But I only got like 5-6 words worth of feedback. I think they just said the art test was good, but not enough. The art test was good, but not enough. 8 words. So I did 5 days worth of work, basically, because that's what it was. There's no other way to put it. It was 5 days worth of work for 8 words of feedback. And when I asked for more feedback, I got ghosted, which was really lame. So I made a Reddit post basically talking about it, how I don't like art tests because I don't think they're necessary for someone who has a portfolio. And I said that. I mean, Mitchell, there's a lot of people who reply on Reddit, do not read your entire post. I've had this happen a lot. And I basically said, if you have a portfolio that already demonstrates the kind of work you're capable of doing, I think it's unfair to ask for an unpaid art test. I think art tests should be paid, or you should be offered something in return. I said, what would be really cool is the company, especially if they're local and it's in-house, say, oh, can you come in for 1 day worth of work? It will be unpaid, but we'll pay for your travel, and you can have a lunch meal. A lunch meal? A lunch meal? A office meal, you know what I mean, a work meal. That'd be really cool, because then you get to experience the office, you get to see what the office is like. You're getting something from it. versus a 5-day unpaid art test, which I think is ridiculous, like I just said. And the amount of people, everyone who works in hiring, obviously are against me, and they're just so mean about it. They're like, it just sounds like you're whining for no reason. This is how the art world, this is how these type of jobs work. I was like, yeah, but that doesn't mean I have to accept it. The world works in lots of ways that I don't accept. And I basically, in one of the responses, I was really extreme, and I was like, there are lots of countries where child labor is completely fine and people take advantage of that, and it happens quite a lot in bigger companies. Do I think that's fair? No, I don't agree with that. I'm allowed to, and because he was trying to tell me I'm not allowed to not agree with it because, or I'm not allowed to disagree with it because it's a common practice. And I was like, just because it's common practice doesn't mean I can't, doesn't mean I have to force myself to agree with it, whether or not I still do the art tests on a different level. But you also get, so something that happens a lot, and I don't, you guys, anyone who's watched retail and hated their job, anyone who's watched jobs that they hate but they had to because they, you know, you got freaking, you need to pay your bills, right? The amount of times you'll say, oh, hear someone say to someone like, and they did this to me basically, which was like, I had a hangnail, I just thought I'd take it off my teeth, and it'd be like, oh, I hate my job, and there's, you always get the, well then quit. I can't, I need to pay the bills, just get a better job. Oh yeah, you're right. You know, I forgot they're offering a better job down the road that pays me double and, you know, gives me half the hours. Yeah, like, what do you expect this person to answer to this question, to you saying that? Like, of course, like if someone's complaining about their job, more often than not, at least from my experience, I feel like they're already on the verge of trying to look for better work. Now, don't get me wrong, there are people who just complain for the sake of complaining, but that doesn't invalidate the annoyances of their job. If someone's in McDonald's and he had some really annoying customers that day and they're complaining about them, replying back with, you picked to do that job, get over it, is just mean. That's just not on. And it was similar in some of the responses on my Reddit post about art tests. It was just like, well then just don't do the art test. What, and not get the job? Some of them are like, oh, it sounds like they were tricking you and they wanted you to say no, but you said yes and did the art test anyway. They wanted to see how much you stood up for your own values. And I was like, no, they're not. Because they asked other people. I could literally see the other people who were doing the art test. For some reason, they let the Google Drive. Oh, nice. Thank you, Megapixel. Yeah, like, if you say no to an art test, you are likely not getting that job. You've reduced the possibility of you getting it. Because a lot of time it's an automated thing, right? Like, all right, now you're in the art test phase. Oh, I don't want to do an art test. Well, if you're not willing to do the art test, then we'll just go with another applicant. Like, when people say just don't do it, it's like, well, what do you want me to do? Like, it's just, it is what it is. People need to pay their bills. If I want to try to find work, I unfortunately still need to say yes to these art tests. Now, are they paying double and giving you half hours, as in you end up with the same wage but have to... No, I'm talking 4 times the wage. Like, you're only working half the hours but getting double. But yeah, I find it... I don't know. It's those two type of responses. The just get a better insert here, right? Like, oh, this thing's happening to me. Or, oh, I'm struggling to pay my mortgage. Just get a cheaper house. What? No, I can't. I'm in the middle of, like, if people say it to everything. It's not just work. But then you also got the the other one of it's how it works. Just deal with it. I hate that because the unions exist because people have that attitude. The NDA first art tests are the worst, where you can't even use it for anything. Oh yeah, they didn't get me to sign anything. So they could technically use the work I gave to them, but I put it on my art station like immediately, so that way it was somewhere to show evidence I'd made it. But they didn't specifically ask for me to make something, they just said make it fantasy, and make it diorama, and make it low poly / mobile ready. So that's what I did. So they probably don't have any use for it anyway, so they're not going to steal it. I did mention that in the complaint in the Reddit post. I said sometimes they steal your work, which is true. I had a friend, again, I'm not going to say any names or any company names, who worked for a company who stole work from art tests all the time. He said whenever they needed some extra work done, instead of hiring someone, they'd just throw out a bunch of art tests of very specific things they're asking for and then just use what people gave them for the art tests. It happens and it's horrible. And to sit there and say, oh, you just got to accept it is just so ridiculous to me, man. Like, the way you push for the betterhood, the way you push for a better environment for everyone. I've been seeing you do 3D and I can say I'm impressed with your work. Thanks, man. Damn. You know what? The last couple of years streaming, everyone has been so nice. When I first started, a lot of people were just judging on my work because my work sucked a lot more. Don't get me wrong. Like, I even got, like, the first piece I did, first piece I did wasn't awful, but it's definitely not a representation of what I can do now. This one. This could be improved on heavily, especially with Lumen now, actually. You can do some really nice lighting. Now, I don't think this is a terrible scene at all. I think the modeling here is perfectly fine, minus the couch. The couch could be significantly better just by using a much higher poly couch with some good cloth. You could actually get away with some cloth simulation on stuff to make it look really, really nice. But I swear I like your work a lot. You got a talent on that. Thanks, man. Have you got any jobs available? I'm unemployed. No, thanks, man. Don't worry, I'm still here. I can be... Oh, nice. But yeah, I think the big problem is... this is something I say quite often, and I think it's a really good comparison, is the amount of people who... This is bevel. Let me apply that bevel for now. The amount of people who... Oh, I lost train of thought. Oh, yeah. So the amount of people who think this is perfectly fine, and I just can't agree. And obviously, I'm not going to agree because I can't do it. That's the biggest reason. But even then, I still disagree. And it's asking a 3D artist to do concept art. I think that's wild. And the reason I think that's wild or crazy or however you want to put it is you wouldn't walk up to a concept artist and ask them to make a 3D scene, right? Like, the concept... Oh... Jamie, can you make this? Can you draw this scene for me, please? Like, I want it to be like I want a lighthouse. I want it to be stylized, like make it look kind of like Genshin Impact. I want a lighthouse on the left side, and then I want it looking out to the ocean with a nice sunset. And then I want a couple of ships coming towards the lighthouse, with like old-fashioned, like pirate-esque ships. Okay. Draws it all up, takes him a couple of weeks. Cool. Here you go. Oh, okay. Now can you model all of that for me and put it in an environment? And that concept artist is gonna say, no, I'm not a 3D artist. That's not what I do. That's not part of my job. Not only are they not paid for that, but it's not their study. It's not their field of study. It's not what they do. However, 3D artists. Oh, you can make. I see on your portfolio you make spaceships. Yeah. I really want a spaceship made. I've not really got an image in my head what I want it to look like. So could you draw a concept of a spaceship for me? And then if I like it, can you 3D model it? Huh? Can you draw me a spaceship? I'm a 3D artist. Yeah, but can you draw a spaceship for me? Do you want to pay me to also be a concept artist? You know what I'm saying? Sure, opens it. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Sure. Spaceship. It's, yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like any 3D artist would be in agreement with me. I feel like majority of the time, well, any 3D artist who's worked in the industry, I feel like the majority of the time, the people who disagree are the people asking people for that, right? People who are running companies and telling 3D artists to also draw. Because my problem is, even if you're capable of drawing, one, it's not the field of study. I did not learn to draw when I did a 3D modeling and animation course. We did have live drawing, but it didn't really teach us. It was just sort of there to kind of learn anatomy more than anything, which was useful because learning anatomy, even not being able to draw it, just learning how the anatomy works does help modeling it and animating it. That is just a helpful thing to know. Traumatic. Yeah, did you draw Gordon as well? We've definitely talked about this before, but I can't remember. Me, Megapixel went to the same university as me, so... But you'd agree, right? Like, I don't know if they taught you really how to draw in live drawing. They didn't really teach us. They gave us sort of very basic instructions and kind of tried to help us. But if you couldn't already draw, you were kind of screwed. And, oh yeah, the piercing, yeah. You didn't learn his name. You drew this man for a year. I mean, if he had that piercing that we're both thinking of, then yeah, we're talking about the same person. I remember seeing him wearing clothes, and I went, wow, he looks weird wearing clothes. And I was like, oh my god, I really wish that wasn't the thought that just came into my head. I have worked before for another company, a small indie company called Psycho Hound. They no longer exist. I was made redundant. And unfortunately, I can't share any of the work because, well, that's just what happens. They never released anything, and I can't share work that was unreleased. It's very sad. I wish I could share the work because some of it came out really, really well. But I unfortunately cannot. I think it would elevate my portfolio drastically because it would also show that I made games. But yeah, unfortunately, I can't share any of it. Am I being an idiot? I am. Wait. No, I really am. It's here. Vertices. Snap. There you go. I wanted to just align it. I've actually worked at a couple companies, but the one that was like a proper company and not just freelance. Well, I say that. I technically worked for a month at a company that I don't think counted as freelance, but just by the company. But I worked at a company. The main one was Psycho Hound, which was like 2.5 years of employment. And, you know, it was fun times most of the time. Like any job, it always comes with some complaints. I don't know how I did that, but we can fix that by just doing this. There you go. Marisette for you, bro. It's fun to be here. Thanks. Oh my god. It's fun to be here as I'm looking at all these mistakes I've made. I will say I make a lot more mistakes on stream than off stream. If I can't figure out to do something on stream, I usually do it off stream. Because it's not always easy figuring out how to do something when, one, you want to talk and try to be more entertaining, and two, people are watching you, so it makes it a little bit more... nerve-wracking? Makes you more nervous. I use 3 screens, but when I stream, I use 1. I'm looking at your chat on another screen right now, and I'm using the other screen for my concept. Not my concept, I didn't draw it, but for this. This is on my third... This is on a monitor up here. My layout, if I... Can I move the camera and show you? I got to turn off broadcast, because I think it's going to turn everything invisible, yeah. My setup, which I actually really like, I've had this set for a long time, not in this room, but I've remade the setup everywhere, is this. So I've got my drawing tablet here that I'm working on right now for you guys. I've got my the chat monitor over there, and I've got my concept over there. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Yeah. I like it for everything though, because when I first sort of put it together, oh my god, I'm so much more. Whoa! When I first put it together, I was kind of doing it for the sake of let's make me not go over the chat. There you go. So, yeah, I did it more for like the thingy. Like I haven't actually used Substance Painter for a while, but I've also got Clip Studio. But I will, especially when I was at my job, I would sometimes draw things, whatever, for textures and whatnot. As you can see it moving when I'm drawing. It's really good for ZBrush, but I also really like it for games and stuff. Like, I sometimes work as freelance. I work as everything. As long as I'm being paid, I'll do it. I don't want anyone to contact me and ask me to do unpaid work unless I really like you. I'm actually doing some unpaid work for well, I'm going to start doing some unpaid work properly for a company that I've helped in the past. Because they're going to release a game soon. And I know they're going to release it, so... £20 is £20. But yeah, as long as I'm being paid, I'll basically do anything. Well, and as long as that payment isn't taking the mick. Oh, Steve, can you help me for 4 hours? I'll give you a £5. A £5? Oh my god. What kind of games? The game that they're making, which I was the environment artist on. And I'll be truthful in saying that a lot of the environment art itself is... Oh, actually, no, a lot of this is made by me in the actual pictures. They actually haven't got a video, unfortunately. You basically run around and you smack the floor, and it crumbles underneath you, and that's how you basically kill everybody else on the map by pushing them, using skills, and breaking the floor. And then events happen, like an earthquake happens and some tiles break, for example. But yeah, this is mostly me, except from the terrain texture. In fact, that might be my terrain texture there. I'm not sure. Yeah, this water's mine, but there's actually an improved version of the water that I think I already implemented for them. Because I just said, I think they already bought. Actually, no, I think I gave it to them. They might have bought it, I'm not sure. It's a cool story of these guys. I worked with them at another company, and they were all quit, I think. And then one of the guys started up his own company and was like, hey, man, I really like working with you. You know, you want to help me make it? And I made the shaders for these. I made the models for these. They're just hexagonal shapes. So it's not like it's anything special. I made all the Stonehenge thing around. Made the moss shader. Yeah. I don't think I made this, but I textured it. I think. I can't remember. But most of the models you see are made by me. Yeah, made by me. Oh, is that it? They haven't got much more to show. Really fun time. I like working on that game, and that's what I'm helping with them now soon. And they're really nice guys. So some of the best people I know. All about getting your name in the credits, yeah. You know what? They didn't have me on the site. I bet they still don't. Because I don't know if they're going to put me on the site because I'm not... Because everyone who works at the company... Oh, thank you, man. Everyone who works at the company are like... volunteers. They're just friends who work for free with each other. I was being paid for the first month I worked with them. So I don't know if they're going to put me on the website because I think the website's supposed to say like who runs the company, and I'm not one of those people. What are they called? Light something. It must have said it on the Steam page, surely. There you go, Lifelight, that's it. Lifelight Entertainment. That's their YouTube channel. Oh, that's not their YouTube channel. Oh, that's a different channel entirely. Games? GMBH? Do they not have a website anymore? I swear they had a website. My wires are everywhere now. Oh, I wrote lightweight. What? Light. Did it all correct it? Light. Light. Oh yeah, it did all correct it. There they are. Why does it all correct? Lifelight to life weight. Oh yeah, this is definitely on. Oh whoa, whoa! There's like a little pointer up here. Oh, it's a light. Is that what's supposed to be? I feel like it's supposed to be a light. Oh, they got an American flag. How dare they? Sure. Projects. Am I here? Ah, I'm not here. Lame. Yeah, because this pack, this project they did uses my pack. I've then not got more pictures. Those are my buildings. I don't know if anyone recognizes it, but they're mine.
I never actually played it, I don't think. Have they got videos of it? Or does it just go to the Steam page? Just go to the Steam page. Why have they not got videos of it? Someone said that to me recently, and I said it's because they changed it quite a lot from what's in the pictures. But still, they got a video now. Let's get the chat back up. Yeah, I can imagine not on the website, but game credits is a must. Oh yeah. I hope I'm in. I hope he's already said he's gonna put me in the credits. Especially because I think I did the entire environment. I didn't make every asset, but I put it together. Oh, kind of. I don't think I did the interior of the cave. I think I came back and that had been changed. Because the whole main menu... Is there a demo of the game? How big is it? Oh, half a gig. That should be quite quick. We can play it and I can show you the main menu. Yeah, so I'll probably throw all of this into Substance, but this is going to be tiled textures. Because we want brick, concrete, roof, and that's also concrete, so that can share the same as this. So 1, 2, 3 textures. Are the interior of the windows included in that? 4 textures? We could just separate them out using material elements. When I play shooting games sometimes, this is completely random. I'll be like, my knee up here, and I'll be like, it's hard to see, but like my hand over here, like, and I'll just be shooting people. You have assets for sale? I do, but I don't think they're my best work. But if you want to support the channel, I'd argue it's the best way to support me. Because you get something for it. Instead of just donating, you can buy an asset and you get something for your donation. I would show you if I was logged in. Why am I not logged in? Ooh. 1 second. I knew it was going to do that. I have some of my passwords saved somewhere because they're all generated now. So I didn't want to log into my vault while sharing my screen. And it literally opened up on the monitor. Have you done any weapon tutorials? Kind of. I did a hammer, but very basic, just showing how to do stylized work. Maybe I'm not talking too much. No, you're good, you're good. The whole point is I want to... I stream because I want to read people's comments and talk to them. A big reason I stream is to teach you guys how to do stuff, so you can watch me and go, oh, that's how Steve would approach this situation. I might do that too. You know what I mean? If you go to... So, what I've got on sale at the moment is... Let's put them all in a separate tab. I got on sale at the moment is my water shader, which is basically... I should really update the video, actually, because I've got a better water shader now. That's why it says new over here. I improved it. You can increase how many lines there are now, whereas before you couldn't. It was a bit more limited. YouTube. But really? YouTube is not a safe website. Why is there not a continue anyway button? What? It didn't used to do that. Oh my god, that's really annoying. What if I paste it separately in a URL? That works. Oh yeah, this should be showing you how to set it up. You got enable distance fields, and then you just drag it in. And do I show dragging it in? You can change colors. Oh yeah, look, I show you dragging it into like an environment. I just fill that area with it.
But again, it's better now. So trying to learn to do weapons in 3D. That's why I ask. I've got a short story that shows how to do the thingy. Oh yeah, I got this environment. You don't actually get the environment, but maybe I should have given that away. This is all handmade, and I should definitely refind it, light it up in Lumen, and make the trees better. Because the tree was using a software called Tree. I should have just bought Speed Tree, and I should have just generated trees that way. You can hand make your trees, but personally, when there's a piece of software that does it better and quicker, I don't always see the point of doing that. And I know some people disagree with that heavily and say, no, you should learn to do trees manually. But even if I learned to do trees manually, I still, even if I got to the level of Speed Tree at how good they look, I would still use Speed Tree instead. So I just don't see the point. I could probably sit here and make a tree. It's just like going up and like taking separate bunch of stuff. I could probably do it anyway, but I just don't see the point of doing it manually when there's software that exists that does it for you. Yeah, true. If we have software, why not? It just feels like a talent. It feels like you're wasting your time learning a talent or a skill set you don't need. It's like when people... Now, substance design is a really good software to learn. But it's always people learn how to do concrete first. And I'm like, you're not going to be a photo scan concrete texture. And I know a lot of the time they're just showing it because they are showing, look, this is where I've progressed. I'm able to make a concrete texture now. Kind of like the Blender Donut tutorial, right? They just wanted to show off what they're capable of doing now. But some of them are like, I'm going to put it on a marketplace. I'm like, oh, I don't think you're going to get any sales. And the people I know who've put a concrete material on any marketplace have never got sales, because you can go to Megascan and get a 50 different types of concrete textures, all photo scans. You're not going to beat a real material that was photo scanned in. But if you're like if you get really good at substance designer, you can basically make everything. And it's sometimes better to have it made yourself for the fact that you don't have repetition showing either in your own scenes or versus other people. For example, I don't know how many times you guys have seen this scene, Unreal Engine desert environment. This one. Yeah. I don't know how many times you guys have seen this. I have seen... Is this the same one? It might not be the same one. It might be. No, this isn't it. So there's a desert pack. I don't know if it's free from Unreal. And I see it everywhere. Like, it's loads of rock formations. So obviously learning something yourself means you can be unique and you won't have that. But I've seen games. I've seen movies all using the same desert pack. And the amount of times I see someone who do make... there's someone... I wonder if I can find him. I found him, cool. He's a really good artist. But he made a scene. And because of how much I've seen the... I won't show him, I just will show the picture. Does he come up in the URL? No, he doesn't. He's actually posted this in my chat, I'm pretty sure. This scene, I can't tell if these rocks are just from that pack. Same with the textures. Everything else looks like it probably was made by him. But yeah, because I've seen those same looking rocks so much. Yeah, I made all this myself. I should go back to it and improve it 100%. It was really fun to make. And... yeah, you can buy this pack, which has all of this on it. Some tools as well. Water. I've got this environment pack, which comes with a bunch of stuff. And lastly, I've got a weapon pack, which comes with a bunch of looking weapons. They ain't the best in the world. This is literally me first trying to do stylized weapons. Does it have the very first sword I made? This one? No, this one. This one. You could tell because this one looks worse than everything else. The very first weapon I made in stylized was... I don't even show a picture of it. Oh, no, I do. Was this one. And you can tell this is not very good. It's not terrible, but it's not very good. But then you've got like some like better swords, which they're all very basic. Like the shield's pretty good. And like this axe, I think, came out really well. But they're all very basic. They're not like super detailed things. So how do I want to go about... Oh man, my nose is so itchy. I don't want to go about UV mapping this. So I got to separate all of these parts out. Do I need that? Where is that? Oops. Yeah, I don't need that. No, I found you accidentally. YouTube recommended your live streaming. You know what? People have said that in the past, and they're not even 3D artists. They're like, yeah, you just got recommended. I'm like, I'm not even a 3D artist, or I don't even care about the gaming industry. I'm like, why have they sent you here? That's so strange. Why have I got this plane here? That's not necessary. I don't even know why that would have been put there. How would that have been put there? So I don't need these underbits here. I mean, it's tile textures anyway, but I just want to make it more optimal. How does that work? Okay, so we don't need that one. Another thing with like, I bring this up quite a lot because I think it's really important for people to understand. There's this thing, obviously, of nanites where it's like, don't worry, just keep it really high poly, don't worry. What people forget is UV mapping something that's really, really high poly and has a lot of detail is much more difficult and awkward than something low poly because there's a lot more cavity. There's a lot more cavity in it that you have to try to find the best way to UV map. Same with texturing and baking and stuff. You get a lot more errors with higher poly items than you do with low poly. But because like nanite blew up and everyone was so excited about it, there was all this like, no, you have to use it. There's no reason not to. No one has an excuse now. I'm like, if I want to save time baking, if I want to save time UV mapping, it still might be beneficial for me. If I want to make a mobile game, it's still beneficial for me to learn how to keep it low resolution and bake materials or bake textures. It's still very important, regardless to what people want to think. Like, at the end of the day, I get where they're coming from. Don't get me wrong. I completely understand where they're coming from. But unlimited detail using nanites, if that's what you want to call it, unlimited detail, I feel like that's a bit of a buzzword. Yeah, it doesn't mean you can just get away with everything. The windows look like they're made of concrete. The interior is like this, and then this is glass of some sort. So we'll UV map that. What we need to do is make sure we're separating them all to a separate material. So we'll call this one glass or window, because doesn't necessarily need to be glass, because we're probably not going to have an interior. We could do an interior as we go along. There's no reason we can't, if we want to make the scene a little bit more interesting. When you're UV mapping something, you're separating it out into separate components, similar to doing an ID mask or an ID map. You can, if you're using Blender, you can go to viewport color. You can just change. Okay, that's not what I was looking for. I want to assign everything. Right, window. I forgot you got to make a second one when you want to assign a new material. Right, we made our second one. Then we want to go window, assign, come down to your viewport color and change that. And now you've got it separate. And that helps. Go on, ask a question. Yeah, go for it. That helps to separate out. When you say text, this comes up a lot, weirdly enough. So, I found it. Yeah, I already read that. You don't use text description. When you say that, you just mean, because people say this a lot, and I'm like, I can't quite grasp what they're trying to say. You just mean keeping everything the same, basically. Well, textual density, the same. I'm not in Maya. It's easier to share in Maya. You mean it takes up the same resolution of space, basically, right? Because people say this to me, and I'm like, yeah, Blender does that automatically. Like, I never get what they mean, because if I had a shape right like this, and let's pretend these needed to be combined together. So we've got this, right? Oh, I've got to UV map them. Hold on a minute. Let me UV map the first one. Well, not UV map, mark seams. Because yes, I do texture density or care about it. No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm just like exaggerating. Mark seam.
Cool. So, there you go. We do something like this. I don't know. I will make some shapes right. When you go to unwrap, it... Oh, wow, that's a terrible unwrap. Can I do conformal? Why is this one like that? But even so, these have now been scaled to fit each other's textile density. Like, they are... Let me figure out how to... Let me remember how to set up. You gotta go... New... UV grid? Yeah. We like unwrapped, for example, or packed. That's probably why it's not doing pack islands. Yes. That's a wow. Actually, the pack's kind of cool. You're not really supposed to make your meshes diagonal. I'll explain in a minute why. And then if I go to, will it show? Oh no, I gotta go like this and go new base color. I can never remember how to do it. Is it just checkered? I swear I got to click something. Environment texture, checker texture? Oh, let me pick scale, unwrap. Oh, that's not working at all because that's not moving. Whoa, what's going on? Is that because it's checker texture? Brick texture environment is a great image texture. I've done this before, but I just do it so rarely. Oh, is it this? There you go. Yeah. So if you look, these are all the same. These are all now after just unwrapping and thingy. These are all now the same textile density. Like the square here matches the square here. So yes, I do textile density because it does it kind of automatically. Obviously, when you've got shapes that are different, so now if I were to separate these out, and then we unwrapped all of them, oh my god, they're gonna be different in scale. But oh wait, this isn't even done it properly. Hold on a minute, I want to do it separately. You. I still don't know why it's rotating this one. That's really annoying. I guess it's because it thinks it's better like that. So now, obviously, for me, it's easy to just click and does automatically. Yeah, pretty much. So now, obviously, textile density is going to be off. But that's obviously the way you resolve that now is when you're in the engine or when you're making a texture for it. You know that this one is taking up... Obviously, this is a terrible UV map because you've got all this blank space here. But, you know, this one's taking up... Oh, because you wouldn't unwrap it like that. That's fine. This one has like a much technically lower textile density. So you would now use a 1K texture for this. But this one over here has got a much higher textile density. So you'd now use a 512 by 512 texture here. That's how you would resolve the textile density different for different assets. A smaller asset, you might only need to use like a 256 by 256 texture resolution. But larger assets, with smaller textile density, you'll just use a higher resolution to make up for that. So yes, to answer your question, I went over it a bit extra because I wanted to just basically, like I said, this a big part of this stream is that I want to help people, so I wanted to describe why you do certain things. But yeah, as you to resolve textile density differences between assets, you just use a higher or lower texture resolution. But in our case here, these things are going to be tile textures, which means I don't need to care about textile density to an extent, because I'm going to get a texture that's only like 256 by 256 for this floor tile, or 512 by 512 depending, and we're going to make it look like one of these squares. Or maybe 2 by 2, so that way they have a bit more variation. And then we're just going to tile it. So here, let's say 2 by 2, 2 by 2, 2 by 2, so about 2.5 times. So we're only going to do a texture here, and then we're going to tile that 2.5 times across the surface. And boom, we've got that tiled without actually having to do it. And this is going to kind of be trimmed over here. So we're going to use a texture that goes from left to right, has maybe... I might do basically just one across here, so it'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to tile that across the entirety of this. And a good example of that
Oh, yeah, yeah. I like texturing. A lot of people hate it. Most 3D artists I seem to know, except maybe a couple exceptions, say it's the worst part. I'm like, texturing's great. Like, my last project, like this one. This was so fun to texture. Like, this is great. It was, all of this is on one... Well, actually, what? 1, 2, 3 texture sheets? Because I think the windows were separate. This is on 3 different textures. So basically 1, because if you look at the walls and floors are 1, and the props are all 1. So floors and walls take up 1, and the props take up 1. And I basically, they were all on one texture map, and I just painted them all on Substance Painter, like I was painting a bunch of freaking miniatures for a project. It was really fun. It was the funnest part of the project, the texturing. And it's like, at the end of the day, everyone has their own preferences. But for me, I was like, man, how can that not be your favorite part on certain projects? I guess it's that learning curve. Some people just really don't know how to do it. Anyways, I was going to show here. So a good example of where I use... Can I zoom in more? Yeah, a good example where I use a tiling texture. Here, these... So the original concept looks like this. I actually cheated quite a lot. So what I did, I remember, I took this picture here... When in Photoshop, I don't have Photoshop anymore, but when in Photoshop, I've got Photopea, which is free. And I basically grabbed this section here. I did it on the stream, so it's not like I was trying to hide that I did this. Is that the one I'm looking for? Yeah. Grab this section here. I am pretty sure it was this section too. Oops. No. I copied that. Went File, New. Did like a 512 by 512. Create. Took it. Ooh. How do I do this in this software? I want to warp. You can usually warp in Photoshop by just holding a button. Transform. Perspective is probably what I'm actually looking for, right? No. No. Oh, no, not at all. Whoa. No, it's not perspective. Maybe it is warp. Warp? No, it's not warp. Warp would be way too hard to get it. I mean, I could rotate it to get some of that fixed. And then I just need to pull that down there. But yeah, I basically just did it like this. I skew maybe? Yeah, that's the one. Did this. I made it fit the area. Oh. That's what I'm looking for. Oh my god, please. Hey, how's it going? I'm showing how I did one of the textures for another scene. I obviously still need to warp this. I probably can use warp now though, right? I made it so it fit the area. It was easier in Photoshop. Have they got painting brush? That one? That didn't work at all. Yeah, see, this is the problem not having Photoshop. Oh, shift probably would have worked, yeah. Oh, there's a scale. That work? Hey, oh, that works really well. Did this, did this. Wow, it is lagging though. Did this, did this. No, that didn't work there. Did there. And then basically I drew over it to make it look higher resolution. And I made it so it was straight everywhere. So I would have gone like through it like this, then painted all the shadows and everything. So I did end up repainting it. So basically because I wanted to obviously use it as a tiling texture, which means I would have had to make it as square as possible, so that way it tiled really well. But yeah, and then I would have, I cleaned it all up, made it look high resolution. I then took that, because it's kind of cheating, because obviously I'm using it from the original concept, but I didn't see a reason not to, because I feel like, why not? That's probably, if I drew this and I would have had to make it 3D, I would have used what I drew. I then took that and I tiled it across the surface here. And you can see, look, you can see the repetition, if you pay attention. So like, look, wiggle here, wiggle here, wiggle here. I've never had anyone even say that they noticed it was repeating though. So yeah, this was this had a lot of tiling textures in it. This over here was tiled. This was tiled. There was a lot of hand painted stuff too. Almost the entire scene's hand painted. Hey, Ethan Film says again, man. What's the thank you? Yeah, there's a lot. It's surprising because there's a lot of techniques involved in. Well, you can get away with doing a lot of your work with one basically technique. I could have sat here and I could have said, oh, this is quite a flat surface. It's quite large. I'm going to make it a 4K texture. And that would have worked fine. It would have taken me longer because I'd have had to hand paint it. I'd have had to hand paint each tile. Or I could have done what I did do, which is say, I'm going to unwrap this onto like a flat UV, and I'm just going to say, I'm just going to put a tiling texture there and just tile it across the surface. And it saved me a lot of time, and it still looks good. It was like these as well. I should get the scene up if I got it. I don't have it at the moment. That's a shame. Oh, you know what? I loaded up my Simpsons scene to show you guys that with a hardware ray tracing. I'll show you my latest scene with hardware ray tracing. Yeah, so with these, like the little warning lines, whatever they're called, caution lines, they're just decals. They are literally one, like if I were to make it in Photoshop again, 256. Oh, that's not 256 by 6. They are literally. I probably just did this. It's gonna be so silly. I probably just grabbed like a flat line, picked fill there, and then I probably just went on edit. Oh, new layer. Fill, edit, transform, skew. Yeah. And then that was it. And take away the background. And boom. I would have saved that out. I would have tied it into a decal. And then I'll just place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all equally spaced apart. And boom. I have textured that part of the environment. There's so many tricks you can do to. A lot of time it's to save on resolution and just to speed up workflow. And it can. You say lazy man in channel, but actually you are hard working man. I say lazy because I've not streamed 3D art in like 3 months. I lost my job and then went to Japan for a month, and then I got ill for 3 weeks, and then my YouTube channel got hacked for like 3 weeks, and I've just been lazy. So I finally not being lazy. But yeah, it's great how many different ways you can achieve the same results, and all of them offer a different thing. Bro, so sad. Yeah, it was rough. Being ill for 3 weeks was weird. I had the flu for 3 weeks. That was crazy. I've never had the flu for that long. But anyone else I knew who got it also had it for a long time, so. Yeah, where's my scene? Here you go. This is my latest scene. Why does it keep swapping to nose, load layout, classic? That's better. Does this lag the stream at all? Because it used to lag the stream quite a lot. But I don't know if it was just because my graphics card. Let me check. YouTube. That is not. Go on, show my channel. There you go. Right, this is lagging the stream. No, it's pretty good. That's not lagging the stream, right? Heck yeah. It used to lag the stream really bad. Yeah, this is my latest scene I've been working on. I say that. I've not worked on it for. I did some stuff off stream actually not long ago. Yeah, bad people around. I think it was because I I downloaded a dodgy file and I opened it. I'm pretty sure that's how I got it. I'm not sure. But yeah, this is my latest scene. I was learning what the difference between hardware ray tracing was and software ray tracing because I used to have. That rug looks nice. Thank you. It's actually using. I've been using this technique for rugs for so long.
I could technically do it for this as well. God, that looks so weird. I kind of want to though. How have I set it up? I basically don't remember how to do it anymore because I've done it so many times. I just go back to a project I know has it. I love me a good CG rug. Nice. I love when your job requires you to do something very specific, and you end up like really getting into stuff like that. But yeah, this is so something I learned basically is a lot of the problems that in software ray tracing or software Lumen, which people didn't believe me for the longest time. Software Lumen had a lot of problems, and one of the biggest ones, and it was different. People were like, no, software Lumen and hardware Lumen are the same. If you've got a 1080 Ti, which is what I had, which doesn't have ray tracing, you know, built on the card, so you have to use software ray tracing. It's different. Software ray tracing uses distance fields to bake all its shadows, whereas hardware ray tracing doesn't. And a big issue I was having with this was reflections. Does the TV work anymore? I don't think so. Oh, that is simulated. Yeah, the TV broke. The TV used to play a show on it. If you actually get really close, like, you can see all the pixels. And it's got like a shader on it where there's like some scanner lines. They're kind of hard to see without a picture on it, which is unfortunate. I wonder if I can... This is like small details that you would never actually need, like ever. Like there's no way I'm going to take a shot of this in my final render showing the telly. You know what I mean? But I did it anyway because it just looks cool and I love making materials. Like look how complex the material is for no reason, no good reason. It's just fun. Like that's the pixel. That's a singular pixel. Or LED. Or that would be on a telly. Oh, it's using a master material. Right. Oh, that's a bit more awkward. So my problem with using master materials is you can't specifically change one thing for your material in a weird way because it's usually it's just a bit weird. You can see it a bit more here though, the scanner line. I think you get this really cool effect though, which you do get on tellies. If you've ever looked at an old TV like this, you do get this like weird rainbow effect when you look at it from weird angles, and that was a unintentional thing. I didn't mean for it to do that. Is that what it's called? The Moore effect? They say that. I didn't mean for it to do that, but because I made the TV the same way it would be made in real life, loads of LED pixels that would be represented by RGB. It makes that effect naturally, which is really cool. Oh yeah, it's called that. That's cool. Yeah, some of the examples I just saw when I wrote in the Moore effect. Yeah, it's a media player. Because I had a Simpsons episode being played on it. But I guess I didn't... Yeah, it was in my downloads. I guess I didn't have it actually in the project. Let's grab a video. I have one on my desktop, don't I? No, my downloads folder. I know what I know what I want on the telly. I'm glad many people are coming here though. After being hacked, I was really afraid I wasn't going to be recommended anywhere because my channel was going to be dropped off the face of the earth when it came to algorithms. But it seems that they are recommending me, which is super nice. And a little I'm not worried as much. So how do can I drag this? Find a content browser here. If I double click that and I replace the directory with my new one, will it just work? Because I'm replacing everything it was supposed to do with a different file. Has that worked? No. Is it the right file type? MP4? I think MP4s are fine. It's got the picture there. Media selected will not get packaged. It's fine because it's not in the thingy. I don't know. Scary Homer. Media player. Okay, it's playing. Oh, whoa! It's so overexposed. Yeah, like you can see like the effect. It's so overexposed. It's because of the it's got too high. I could change that surely. TV, TV, emissive. Oh, it's playing the. Stop. There you go. It's playing the thing. Does it play when I click play? Wait, why is it not doing it when I click play? Huh? It's right here. It knows it's there. Video players are really buggy. I remember seeing... Oh, whoops. I remember seeing people complain about it a while ago because Unreal has not updated how you import videos to textures in basically since the software first came out. So like UE4, like the original UE4 when it came out. I remember my friend talking about it and saying how annoying it was. Oh, so that's made it black. Is it working now? You can look, but you can see in the reflections, it still looks weird, but it's significantly better than how buggy it was in Software Lumen. And for some reason, so this I find really weird, right? So if we go to, I don't know how many of you guys actually know about using Unreal Engine and using Lumen. There's something called the surface cache, right? And basically, so yellow means it's not baking in reflections. I can't remember why, but blue just means you're not getting a reflection. And I don't know why. Why is this wall, a part of the wall as well, why is this wall not getting a reflection? I can't put my finger on it. It doesn't make any sense. Because, like here as well, because some parts are and some parts aren't. I don't really understand. So that's why if you look in the mirror, that in there is completely black in the reflection. Well, unless you're like this, look, but that's a different type of reflection. Reflecting when you're looking at something, because I'm looking at it on the left side, it's basically just like a screen space reflection. It's not, because you can see it, it just takes the information. When you're not looking at it, it's got to render that information of actually looking at the wall. I think the kitchen turned out really well, though. After looking at this in Lumen, in UE5, I was like, ooh. This is the rest of the house that I've not worked on yet, and this is a blocked out part of this room. And a Homer Simpson. This was actually exported from Hit and Run, and then I made it higher res. I subdivided it. And we've got this place we still need to do. There's still a lot of this place to do. This living room looks terrible. This was all very rushed. I made all of this in 3 days originally. The 3-day version was in ray tracing, and it looked like... I know we're kind of off looking at art now, but we've got new people in chat, so I like showing off. Well, not showing off. I like diving into previous work. I guess you could call it showing off. I had 3 days. NVIDIA hired me to make... They said they want the Simpsons scene in sort of a realistic scene, and they want it all rendered. So in 3 days, I threw this together, all made by hand by me. So it was a very... The kitchen looks amazing, thank you. It was a very short amount of time to get this together. So there isn't actually a kitchen here. So this room was the best one out of the three anyway. I still had the cupboard in there though. The cabinet, sorry. But now it looks like this. Should I turn it up? I feel like it needs to be more exposed after looking at that. Exposure. We'll just do... I already got it up. Yeah, there you go. A little bit more. Does this have a bottom to it? It doesn't. You get a problem when something does that it doesn't give a strong enough shadow because it doesn't have a proper bottom to it. But yeah, this room was very rushed. Because again, this room and this room was done in 3 days. But I didn't have any of this that I made later. And these frames need to probably be better as well because they're just solid black. But the kitchen I made basically entirely new in my own time on stream. And this has definitely come out really nice. I really like how the kitchen looks. We're not finished with it yet, but we're almost there. I love flying around scenes. It just really, really feels like it brings them to life. I actually worked with somebody who they didn't feel comfortable flying like this. So I don't know how you guys fly around your scenes, right? But I hold right click and I move and I fly like in old video games or in every video game. Whenever you're in spectate mode in a video game, whether it's Soldier of Fortune, freaking Call of Duty 1, you know, old games. I don't remember Quake if they had a spectate mode. They probably did. You know, fly around like this. The person one of the people I worked with was like, no, that feels really uncomfortable. I move around the environment like this. If you hold left click, it pans like across what feels like a flat surface. And they were like, no, I move around like this. And I was like, what? And they use this, I assume. And I was like, that is the jankiest way to move around the environment. Because then they must have like held right click to just look and then hold left click to move. I mean, it always looked jank when they shared their screen. I was like, oh my god. You know what? I didn't make these books. These are mega scam because I didn't want to spend ages making really detailed books. These are made by me though. The little envelopes. Yeah, that's my current scene. I say current scene. I keep putting it on the back burner. I don't. No, I did change something, so we'll do that. This is the current scene I'm working on, which is this. But it is getting up to 11, so we'll probably stop soon. Also, hello, Elka Gaming. I don't think you've been here before. You look new. So yeah, the way I want to UV map this is basically that's fine. I kind of want to turn it to its side. Oh, wait, what's that? Huh? Oh. It's got a bottom to it. I probably don't need... Oh, yeah, because I extruded it out. I probably don't need that bottom. Like that, there you go. So, this is the part that's really annoying with UV mapping, is getting this... It's like from here, isn't it? Getting all of this to be flat, because I'm gonna have to manually do it. I mean, the easiest way at the top of my head is basically just go like this. Do we want it to there? I think we do. Going like this. I really want my Quest 3 back. After playing it briefly, I'm like, man, I just want to play more VR games, and they're getting me a replacement. Hey, Steve, I'm working on a project which is based in real life. Oh, nice. I should do more realistic scenes. I just find them much less entertaining. But I really should, because I feel like I'd probably find the job easier if I did. So if we just do this from current projection... Wait. What, we got 3. Wait, 1. Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3 edges. Yeah, that should work. So if we just... What about... Oh, whoops. Nope. What happens if we just do an unwrap on angle-based? See, yeah, it does it kind of the way we're looking for. So what I was going to do was I was just going to go really, really, really easy on it. You know what? I probably don't want those, right? Probably don't want those. They can stay part of that. Yeah, so we'll just do this. We'll make it go flat here, or at least close enough to being flat. Then what I'll do is I'll just grab this here and that. Just you. There you go. Grab this one, this here, and we'll flatten it to 0. This here, flatten it to 0. And this here, flatten it to 0. Because it's going on a trim sheet, I'm pretty sure this will work fine. It might need some adjusting. That should work. I think it should work. I could be wrong. And it's really big project. In one section there are like 10 buildings minimum. Ooh. Do you also work in a job? Are you doing this like while working? 'Cause that's always very impressive. I do that. Does it not repeat? Oh, it does. So in Blender and in Maya, if you do an action, you can press Shift R and it will repeat the action. So the last action I did was making that the value of 0 on the x-axis. So now when I select future edges, I could just go Shift R and repeat that action. I remember, I want to talk about this because I think this is funny. So yeah, that should work, right? I'm partially convinced that should work. Oh, whoops. Now this, you could do this two ways. You could either expand your UVs in Unreal and like say, I want it 16 in the X direction and have it so this UV only goes like this. Or you can make this big. So the reason you'd make it big is because when I do a texture for it now, that texture could take up more room. So it's fine having your UVs. I could even do it to there. But that might be too big. We'll see. Which does mean I need to make sure they're separate materials or separate textures. So sidewalk trim. Sidewalk pane. Sign. Make it a different color so it's that out. Oh, wait, has this always been a problem? Or that happened recently? Oh, that must be when I extruded it out. Hold on a minute. Oh, that just needs to come in. Okay, we're good. What about this part down here? Yeah, pull both of them in. There you go. So I think that should work on a trim sheet. I'm hoping. So on this one, we'll just make one texture and tile it. On this one, it's tiled already and we just need to get the texture done. Yeah? I'm trying to think because... Yeah, I think that's the better way to do it. We'll find out some other point. So that should be good now. Self-project. Okay. Have you got any interesting projects you can show on stream? Or show me on stream? And we can have a look at them. Because I like looking at other people's work. I like looking at other people's work and pointing at it and saying, haha, no, I'm joking. Pointing at it and being like, ooh, that looks good. This can be done in two very different ways. I can do this, and then you just grab this part here and you extrude it in and you're done. Well, and you delete the bottom part here. But now you've got all these edge loops going along here. And you've got all of this edge going across here. Not the worst thing in the world. That's actually fine. You could leave it like that. But another alternative is to instead just grab this face. Make sure it's like that. Yeah. Just grab this face, extrude it, pull it down to where you need it to go. Delete that bottom face because we don't need it. That looks pretty good. Grab that bottom face. I want to clip it with the other ones and then E that in or extrude that in from there. You end up with the same result, basically. The difference is we don't have all of that extra geometry now that's coming across here. We've only got this little extra bit coming here. So like this, basically all of this is what we added. So now there's 7 faces instead of just 1. Whereas the other way we did it, inserted an edge loop across the whole thing, we would have significantly increased like faces because we are creating an edge loop across everywhere that we don't need. Does that make sense? Another way to do that is let's do it over here. If you were doing the same thing over here, and you wanted to do that first method, but then you wanted to optimize it afterwards, is you could do it the first method like that. And then afterwards, you grab your pieces here and you like merge. And you go around and you basically fix up all those areas, right? So yeah, there's always a million different ways to do the same thing. Hopefully I didn't do too much. There you go. It's not textured, but only UV maps. Okay. If you jump in the Discord, you can just direct message it to me. So yeah, I think that should be fine. You're not going to look over here anyway, so I don't mind it not having that. And the rest is just concrete.
Well, these parts technically could be concrete, but again, you know, I'm not gonna care. It's not gonna affect anything. I don't know if I'm like a proper stirrer, but the fact that I really enjoyed people having a go at me on... Is that done? On Reddit, people telling me, no, you're wrong. Art tests are good. You're just whining. I think that's so funny. Like, I think it's... I mean, I personally think it's mental to think that way. But I just think that's so funny. I'm like, the fact that... Oh, that material should not be called that. UV mapped. Because the fact that people think that way, I think it's insane. Oh, wait, I don't need those edge loops. Not going to break it, is it? No. Hold on a minute. We want to select faces. Select. Create a new. Sidewalk. Oh, wait. It's already called sidewalk main. Hold on a minute. Sidewalk main UV mapped is what we should be calling that, because that's just to represent UV mapped. Oh, you want to send me the actual file? I thought you were just going to take a picture. You can send me the blend file. I'll delete it afterwards. The fact that you're trusting me with a file of your work is crazy. I appreciate the trust, and I will never use other people's work. I have a very big moral stand on that. You know, something I found very interesting that somebody said in one of the replies. So again, I basically complained on a Reddit post for people who weren't here for the start of the stream. I complained on a Reddit post saying I think art tests are poo-poo. I think they are terrible. I think they take someone's personal time and you turn that into doing work for you, even though you might not use it, but doing work for you that is unpaid. I think that is a disrespect for that person's time, and I don't think it's very fair. Now, oh, I lost track of thoughts. Someone said, oh, I can't remember. I literally was about to say it. Oh, I can't remember. I'll remember in a minute, hopefully. Something I will always find funny, though, is I bet you, right, if I asked that person, if I said to that person, because that person was part of a hiring team, if I gave that person a test and I said, okay, so let's say they work from home, right, and they're part of a hiring team. If I said, okay, so you want this job, we really like you, we really like the past experience you've got and everything, but you've got nothing that actually demonstrates how well you could actually do the position. So it'd be really nice if you could... saying you have to building, okay, nice. It'd be really nice if you could, you know, for 5 days, we'll let you work with us and you can review people's portfolios for us for 5 days. And we want to see how, if our opinions and our observations are similar to yours. And if they are, you know, that'd be a part of the test. He'd be like, no, you want me to work for 5 days with you and not be paid for it? You know for a fact that he wouldn't want to do that. Yeah, he's fine expecting artists to work for 5 days for free. I just... Oh. I hate hypocrisy. Yeah, but it's just part of the field. I don't care. The fact that it's been normalized is the problem. Unfortunately, people can watch this stream in the job industry, or the job industry, in the games industry, and judge me by what I'm saying now and not give me a job. But if they do, that's fair enough. If you don't want to hire me because, like I said on stream, that I feel strongly about and I do completely agree with, or disagree with, I guess is a better way to say it, because I disagree with art tests, then that's just how it is. I probably wouldn't want to work there anyway if you are not letting me even participate in an art test because I don't like them. Because I can not like art tests and still force myself to do them. Oh, that's what someone said. Someone said that, oh, you not liking art tests are going to show in the end result of your work. What a load of crap. I'm sorry. Most people, well, not most people, a lot of people work jobs that they hate, but it doesn't affect their performance in the job. Lots of people who work retail, in warehouses, they might hate the job. They still hit their targets. It's not affecting their performance. It's no different with an art test. Lots of people work at a company where they're making something that they, didn't want to make. Oh, I want to make really cool stylistic things and for an RPG, and your company's like, okay, so I want you to make chairs and tables. You might not be the most passionate about that. Just because you're not passionate about that and it's not the most fun work in the world doesn't mean your work is going to be worse. That's just a part of work ethic. If that does affect you, then it does. But that's not how it affects everybody. Not being passionate about something doesn't make your work worse. It just means you enjoy it less. And if you enjoy it less, you usually won't put as many hours into it. So sometimes, in that case, it can make it work. But when you're working a job, you're being paid 8 hours. So you don't have the option to just not work on it. I don't know. I just thought that was such a brain-dead take. I did find it ironic that, or not ironic, just funny that people, because I said I basically didn't like art tests, people just make the assumption you don't know the value in them. Yes, I know what the value in an art test is. You test someone's art to see if they're capable of doing the work that you will give them in the future at the company. I know the reason for an art test. Did you send the Blender file? Oh, you did? What? It didn't tell me, sorry. We'll accept your DM. Download. Oh, you sent FBX, sorry. Open. We'll open it in Blender. We'll open. Oh, I can't open a separate Blender. Oh, no, I can. Oh. So, something really annoying with having an application on Steam is Steam doesn't usually let you open two applications, or two of the same application. So I've got Substance Painter on Steam, and I can't open two Substance Painters. I really dislike that. If you stay on this stream a lot, you'll hear me complain about random subjects, like Steam not allowing you to open two applications. Oh, that didn't come in. It's not coming in my Blender. Can I open it up just in 3D Viewer? Nothing showing. Nothing showing in Blender either. So you sent me a virus. I'm like, no. I mean, it is only 4 kilobytes, so I have a feeling... it's not got anything in it. I love that. Or me saying it's a virus. I did import it as FBX. It didn't do anything. I mean, it only being 4 kilobytes makes me feel like it didn't get exported with anything. Maybe. Yeah, I did import it. It didn't do anything. I'll show you. Well, have I got anything weird in my downloads folder that I don't want to see? I don't think so. It's 6 meg. Oh, wait, what? It's coming up as 4 kilobytes here. Wait, yeah, what? Download. Wait, yeah, that's so weird. Have I got, look, I'll show you what one looks like. The first one I downloaded, look, looks like this. 4 kilobytes. The second one I downloaded, even though it's the same link, is this. 6 megabytes. Yeah, 6 megabytes. What? Okay. That's weird. Aha. Ah. Oh, that's cool. Is this very modular as well? Yeah, I assume so. I assume a lot of these are going to be sharing the same textures. This looks awesome. Oh, this is from Maya. Is this from Maya? Oh, look at that Engon. Engons don't really matter too much because they'll get converted. As long as they're a flat object, they can convert it anyway. I actually have a video on that. Wait, where is it? Oh my god, I've got so many tabs open.
What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be looking at Engons.
Oh,
A lot of people look at Engons and say they are the devil, they're the worst thing you can do in 3D modeling packages. But if they're that bad, why haven't they tried to basically minimize how much you can use them? They're very easy to implement into your models and keep there without even realizing it sometimes.
I'm just watching my own video to show people about Engon's artist. Also, hello artist. Did the rest of you follow? Or you new people here? Come on, get on artist 7R. Get on his level. That's what I was looking for.
And I think the big reason for this is because Engons can work perfectly fine depending on their purpose. Now, I've seen a bunch of videos talk about Engons, and they've not really talked about why they don't work. They've said that they mostly work for hard surface. They said don't try to keep them in organic shapes or characters, but they've not really shown exactly the issue with using Engons.
Hey, Wolf.
So the first one is if you go into the Unreal Engine, or I think any games engines, everything's always converted to tries, because tries are a 100% definite flat face. You can't bend a try to not be flat anymore. The reason this is a big deal, if we look at a plane, just four sides, not even an Engon yet, and we pull out some edges here and we pull down some edges. If you look at this shape now, it doesn't really make sense because this can't be flat. So if we look, Blender seems like it's trying to create a sort of extra edge to it. And if we fill that in or cut that part across, you'll see that that looks about right. The problem with this is you might not want it to look this way. You might actually want the cut to go across here, but when you import this into a games engine, it doesn't know where you want these cuts, so it will put them where it believes they need to go. And I believe that is usually, as you saw in Blender, the original way before we cut it. Now, that's why you can end up with meshes that just have very weird geometry when working with Engons after importing them into the Unreal Engine. That's also why people say using flat shapes is fine with Engons, because you won't end up, you know, with these problems where things get bent, because if it's flat, all those tries it created are going to also stay flat. So you
I need to add, your Engons are fine, like I just said, with flat surfaces in this video, but just to educate anyone who is here, because it's one of the biggest debated things ever. Like, some people ward them off like they're the Antichrist, and their model is going to suffer entirely because they've got a single Engon in it.
A problem.
But like this video, I basically talk about that's not actually that big of a problem.
Also, ZBrush just seems to hate Engons anyway.
This as well.
Unless there's a setting to convert them to tries when importing them, they seem to just turn invisible when putting them into ZBrush. So that's also an issue you can encounter. Now, when all this is said and done, it comes down to the purpose of your model, what software you're going to put it in, and just a couple extra factors. If your model is completely fine having these in and they're not causing problems later on, then you probably don't need to fix them. If you do want to fix them, you can simply just triangulate the mesh, you can triangulate it to quadrulate it, or you can use the knife tool and just manually fix these till they become quads and tries. Anyways, that's my short video on why.
And that's why Engons are fine. Yeah, it looks pretty good so far. I mean, what I've been most interested in is... Let's play the music. It sounds really weird not hearing anything.
What I'd be most interested in seeing is how how much you will use trim sheets, and if you're gonna replicate a lot of textures, because obviously every window, being that they're separate meshes, can basically share the same texture, right? Like this is completely modular. So after you texture one, you've textured them all. Now you don't necessarily need to do that, but it does save when you're on such big objects, it does save a lot of texture space. But yeah, I mean the buildings themselves look really good. The models look really nice. Are these basically? Are these? Oh, whoops. Is this how the buildings are supposed to be laid out, or is this just all the different types of buildings lined up? It looks like these are how they're supposed to be laid out, because you've got like all of these in here too. I like this too. Like, that's always nice. Oh wait, I should probably turn down the music, because I did turn it up slightly. Yeah, they look really good. I've never really made buildings before, so you're ahead of me already. I just make things that I think look cool. I look at someone's concept and I just make their concept, and I try to make it look as much like it as possible. Because for me, that's the funnest part of 3D. Because I'm not a very creative person, so I look to other people's concept arts to work from, and I find it like a fun challenge to try to make your scene look as much like that person's work, even though it's 3D. That's basically that's what I enjoy doing, so that's what my personal projects are. And I think that's, it's fair. I know some people who disagree with me and say, no, you need to force yourself to do these other things because that's, because people do that in the game industry. And I'm like, but I don't find that fun. When I do projects in my own time, I want to do... How did I do this side? I want to do projects that I find fun. Oh, I see. Because it's in my spare time. If I was being paid to do it, I don't care. Get me to do anything. But because it's in my own time, I want it to be enjoyable, so that way I feel more compelled to do it. Man, I miss streams. I've got to fix my schedule to be able to watch more. I haven't streamed in a long time. Not properly, anyway. So you're probably back in a perfect time. You're perfect, is what I'm saying. Absolutely perfect. Never change. Hey, Steve. Good talking to you too. Had a lot of fun. I got to go now because I have to rest. See you next time and have fun. See you, man. Make sure to follow so you can see me streaming. I mean, you join the Discord, I assume. So you'll get updates when I'm streaming anyway. Yeah, there you are. I like that I've got a lot to stream automated now. I was very lazy on doing that. But now when I stream, it automatically shows all 3 different platforms you can watch it on. And what else does it do? It shows all the platforms you can watch it on. Oh, and all the chats are combined, like right above me. Like, I've not had this before, where all, like, Twitch, Kick, and YouTube are all combined, and I can read them all together, which is really, really nice. And it helps you guys. The big reason I want it on the screen is because I want you guys to be able to read it with each other, so you don't have to have all the streams open if you want to see what someone's saying to me. Is that all done? Oops, all done now. Yes. No, oh, no, it's not. Something wrong over here. What's that? What? What is that? Huh? What? Oh, there is. Oh my god. What? Edges? Nope. Faces? Was it the same on the other side? I love how that can happen out of nowhere. We want it down there. Do we want down there? What does it look like in the... No, yeah, we want it sharp. For the past few days, I've been taking a break off Discord and Telegram to see what I'm able to do without distractions. Already got one thing done and working on another. My biggest problem, and this is something that people don't often believe me, is I work better when I'm being distracted. Probably because I'm having more fun
when I'm also being distracted, and I see it less like work. I used to say this at my job. If I'm got YouTube up on another monitor, I have an easier time getting work done because being distracted helps me enjoy what I'm doing more, especially when it's something I'm not enjoying. And it just helps me find motivation to keep going. So yeah, I actually really like distractions in the form of like YouTube videos and movies and TV shows, not like typing to people, because when you type to people, you're physically doing something else, right? But if you're if it's just like a minor distraction, like you're listening to a show, that really helps me personally. And I distinctly remember my teacher giving me the free pass on that. Like, I distinctly remember him saying about everyone needing to, you know, I don't want to see people watching anything, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, except Steve. Steve seems to work faster when he's got something up on another monitor. I'm pretty sure that happened. I don't think that's in my imagination. I don't think I'm making that up. But I feel like if I asked any of my friends if that happened, they won't remember because it was specifically a me experience. So I could never find out if I made that up or dreamt about it. But I'm pretty sure that happened. This is going to be tiled as well. Again, we can have it like this. Or we can have it like... Or we can have it like this. Because sometimes having it so it takes up the whole thing means when you do a trim sheet... Because I could actually put this and this on the same trim sheet if I wanted to. Which isn't the worst idea. Or I could just make a singular trim. Kind of. It probably isn't even called a trim at that point. Just a tiling texture. And have it fill up the whole UV square. And then have it... Because I've already got it like this. I just need to fill in one thing. Like I just need to do like... One line, one line, one line. Wait, no. It could only be 2 or 4. It has to be, right? Yeah, it has to be even. So either 1, 2. So like a black and white or white and red. So white on one side, red on the other. And then it will tile for me because I've got it stretched out on the UV sheet. I understand that lots being honest. I watch YouTube and stuff while working. Yeah. I might. I mean... I've been so lazy lately just because I've not felt motivated. There's no other way to put it. I've just not felt motivated at all. And it's becoming progressively harder. Well, I got up today and I'm doing something. So I guess it's not becoming progressively harder. But I just haven't had any motivation. So yeah, it's been very difficult for me recently to convince myself to get something done. I've been busy too. I was obviously hacked for a bit. My YouTube channel was hacked. I... was ill for 3 weeks. I thought I was gonna have a surgery that got cancelled. Like, yeah, there's things that have been happening that have kept me distracted from stuff, but still, I'm not gonna pretend like I've not been lazy. I've not been lazy. That one's like a concrete, so we'll assign that, and we'll just give it a dark grey because it was more concrete like. This shares the same material by the looks of it. I'll still have it as a different material element just because I want to change it. Because if we look, it does look a fraction darker. Maybe that's just my eyes, but that does look like that's a fraction darker than that. So if I have it separate, it means in the future I can just go into the material and slightly bring down that color. Top, ceiling, roof. That's the one I'm looking for. Roof. We'll paint it similar color. So I feel like this and this will share the same texture. Because again, it's just going to be tiling, right? This and this, I feel like can share the same, right? Because it's just, it's got like the same sort of texture here. Right? It's just like got random lines on it. But you can see like these draw marks, which I'm not going to keep in mind. Because I'm not going to replicate it that much to make it still look like a drawing. I want it to look 3D. With Discord, in terms of... Wait. With Discord and Telly off... Sorry, it's too small. I don't have to keep looking or worrying about missing a message and reply to it. Yeah. I'm a very big person on replying to people. I might just unwrap this normally for now. We're definitely going to use like a tiling texture, but it doesn't necessarily mean I can't use a tiling texture just because I've unwrapped it normally. This is going to be separate, so that's fine. I just mean this part here. Does this come over to the whole thing? It does. See, that's a lot of wasted space that I don't need. So what I could do is just do that. Pull you into there. Pull you into there. And then just delete this. So that way we save all that room. Helps on the UV space, but if it's tiling texture anyway, it actually would have mattered. Wait, were those parts fine now, was it? I like overlapping it a bit. I don't like making it perfectly matched, because when it generates shadow sometimes, having a slightly extra overlap tends to work a bit better. Whereas if it perfectly matches it on the actual like vertice, it doesn't always generate the best shadows. I kind of miss talking to others, but being alone is a good thing to think to yourself. Man, you say that, and I'm sitting here like, man, I wish my friends were around more. I'm so lonely. I need to move closer to friends. I am becoming, what's the word? Like someone who just stays indoors the whole time. I wanna move somewhere where I can go out. I want a life. It's been very, very lonely. Alright, that can just take up. Just do that. Yeah, we'll decide what we do with these later. Like I said, push it that way. I do think it's crazy what people do with trim sheets, though. Some things I'm like, how did they do that? Because trim sheets instantly make me think it's gonna look less detailed. Roof sides, I don't know what to call them. Yeah, instantly make me feel like it's going to look less detailed. And then I see some people using trim sheets. I'm like, man, how did they make it look so detailed? Like, because when you use a tiling texture, you are basically taking the same texture and just tiling it across, which is going to give you a less detailed look. But some people are so good at it, and it looks like a whole hand, not painted, but hand textured asset. And it's just filled with, like, tiling textures. I'm like, how'd you do this? That looks awesome. Oh wait, this one is the roof sides. I don't really know what to call it. We want to go through all of these and deselect. Oh no, so that's the only one that's left on there, right? Oh no, we've got the windows still. You know what, I always find... Oh, actually, yeah, see, they always get like a slight warp to them in Blender. Conformal. Yeah, look, and even Conformal's worse. I tend to find just separating them out at the corners gives you better results, at least in Blender. I mean, I could flatten them myself. Go like this. Oh, not that one. Go like this, and then grab them so they don't do that. Oh. Edges. That is edges. Oh, right. And grab there to there and then flatten them. And then you get this result, which looks pretty good. This one too. This will probably just end up having a solid color. Yeah, this will probably just end up being grey, so I don't need to worry too much about this one. Like making it like have a really good UV space. So that's gonna be window frames. And these will actually make lighter. Oh, it's not enough. We'll make turquoise, a slight turquoise. There you go. The interior of the windows, are they one mesh? They are one mesh. Okay. So the interior of the window seems to share the exact same material. Not sure what it is. It just looks like a slight salmon color. Roof done. Yeah. Ooh. Sign. I should just paint everything the color is actually in the scene. That is not. Oh yeah, it is, because that's in the shadow area. There you go. Yeah, I should just paint the color it all is in the scene. Oh wait, we've got something else there. Oh, I put like a little holder there. Interesting. Okay. Anyways, I'm going to stop streaming now because it's 11:30 and I want to get some other stuff done. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. We talked about a lot of stuff and didn't get too much work done. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. And I will catch you guys next time. Bye bye.